All right. Good evening, everybody. I am your host and DM for tonight, Mick Holmes. Tonight we have a guest, Ben, who will be playing Ivik, the town guard. Ben, please say hello.
Howdy.
As always, we have Peter, who is not on camera right now,
But we should
playing
still
the
kill all the things.
Pavu is off screen looting his own house.
looting his own. We have Peter playing the Goliath Conquest Paladin Pavu. We have Eric playing the Gnome Land Druid Fitter.
Greetings and salutations.
We have Sean playing the half-elf glamour bard Reven.
Yeah.
We have Katie playing the human open-hand monk Corvus.
Hello.
And finally we have Rip playing the human hexblade warlock Zeros.
I still like having a mouth.
Lindsay, who normally plays the sorceress Elphaba, cannot make it tonight. Elphaba has decided to go with Danica Mardukov to help organize the town, because that is an easy way to write her out of this session. And welcome to another episode of Borovia's Got Talent, featuring Curse of Strahd. Last week, our adventurers arrived at Vallaki's weekly festival with Duke Reven as a guest of honor. Unbeknownst to the rest of the party, including the DM, Reven had a special surprise ready. Through magic and persuasion, he ensorcelled the burgomaster's henchman, Isaac Strasny, into revealing all of the atrocities he's committed in town. However, to his surprise, I should mention that he forced that in song, which Isaac did excellently.
Yes, he
Which,
did.
if you haven't
He
seen the
did.
clip of, you should go watch him.
You should go watch that clip.
We totally
however-
highlighted that shit.
To everyone's surprise, Isaac revealed something that nobody expected. He was planning to kill Irina Kolyana. Surrounding Isaac, our party attempted to subdue him, but struck a lethal blow. With Isaac dead, the party moved on to apprehending the burgomaster, Vargas Valakovich. Using Reven's skills, they convinced the town's guard to end the gathered townsfolk that Vargas was unfit for leadership and exiled him from the town. The townsfolk, surprised at this bloodless coup, eagerly accepted Duke Reven's leadership. Returning to the burgomaster's mansion, they sent his wife Lydia to live with her brother at the church and attempted to speak to his son Victor. They found him in the mansion's attic, a self-trained wizard with necromantic cat skeletons and magic circles. While he seemed docile, the party's magic determined him to be evil and depraved and would surely get revenge on the party if he escaped, so he was slain in advance. Finally resting, the party realized that running the town of Vallaki was unlikely to help in their quest to escape Borovia, so they spoke to the Mardukov family for help. Danica Mardukov agreed to help run the town from the shadows, with Duke Reven as the figurehead. Our adventurers realized that the last loose thread in Vallaki was Lady Wachter, and we joined them en route to her mansion now.
So, before
It
we...
just occurred to me that her name wasn't Lydia Wachter, it was Lady Fiona Wachter.
Oh.
Close enough.
I am an excellent DM.
She stole the name from the... Since, you know, the other lady is no longer in power, you know.
Exactly.
So, as we walk there, I suppose, so... Let's talk about this a bit before we get there. What is our plan here? I mean, we could go in and just behead her. I mean, I'm not ruling that out as a possibility here, but
I think that's a good plan.
but what's our play here? I mean,
So we know that she has, like, undead minions in her basement.
we do know that she has undead minions in her basement. She also has an imp around her neck. Isn't that like Isn't that like the Chihuahua of demons?
Well, then why don't we simply go in, accuse her of harboring undead, try her and kill her in the public square?
Well, here's an alternative idea. We could just imprison her.
If she has the ear of Strahd, she might be more powerful than we think she is.
We could have her arrested and thrown in the brig, as it were. Because she
Irina
might.
Go
Go ahead.
Irina Kolyana sort of speaks up and goes, I don't know if I'm comfortable with us just marching in somewhere and accusing her without any proof.
Wait,
I think we
hold on.
should investigate a
with us?
little bit further. Yeah, Irina's still with you.
I thought she was
assumed.
helping at the inn to help run the thing with the stuff.
I thought that was Elphaba.
Alfaba.
I thought they both stayed.
Oh, Irina could absolutely
she's with
stay
us
if
now.
you want. Irina knows what she's doing, so she can definitely stay at the inn. In which case, she doesn't say that, but your horse thinks it.
And
She
Corvus
appears in
still
a thought
agrees with the
bubble.
horse.
She appears in a thought bubble above Raven's head and looks down at him and says that. I'm imagining she says it.
Do we want? Sorry, is Ivik with us?
Yes, Ivik is
Okay.
with you right now.
Okay. And do you guys want to? Should we bring in other guards with us and maybe imprison her or ask her to step down or something?
Well, she doesn't have an official position, so it's more about the fact that she was already plotting against the Burgomeister. We know that for a fact. We know that she's in league with Strahd. We know that for a fact.
But here's my thought. If we tell her that we threw the Burgomaster over for her, she's more likely to cooperate with us and get us the information we want on Strahd.
I think she's going to use the opportunity to try to topple the current regime, as it were, particularly if she knows we're out of town.
She's too powerful an adversary to be left running around. She must be either imprisoned or killed.
I
Ivik's-
agree.
Here's the
Ivik's
thing.
Bring her
the
along
townsfolk
for a little
think of
bit.
her.
Here's the thing. I could perhaps spend some time with her and have her dismiss her staff. So that could be a thing. And therefore she wouldn't have her allies suspicious of what had gone down. And then, I don't know, we could lead her back to the mansion and throw her in the brig. Question
I
her.
think execution would be a clear signal to the people.
How do they...
Ivik should know the town better than the rest of us. We should defer to his judgment on this case.
As a DM note, Ivek is absolutely correct that would make a good impression. Well, that would make a important impression.
Good or bad, who can say?
Ivik, what
Straight and clean.
what does the town think of Lady Wachter? I mean, would that create a rift amongst the populace? I mean, are there sympathizers for her cause?
So what you would know is that there are a number of sympathizers for her, but not everybody appreciates her her attitude towards the previous burgomaster.
Yeah, she's implicit with. She's complicit with the dark forces. So the good people will side with us, and we can hunt down the underlings with force.
I don't know.
I like this button.
Part of that plan appeals to me, but another part of me thinks that if she just silently disappears, then we can deal with her at our leisure, and nobody's in the wiser one way or the other what happened to her, and then she can't become a martyr.
Rusty shrugs. Sorry, I
Let's arrest
interrupted.
her and throw her in the brig.
Well,
We
I
can
mean,
kill her at our leisure.
well, that's my point, is we can choose what we do with her at that point in time. We can choose to offer if we want to offer, but it doesn't have to be public, because the public aspect of it could potentially create some martyrs in the ranks. If she just silently disappears, then nobody knows what became of her.
So, here's a thought. If we do put her into the brig, and we leave, what's to say like her followers don't try to get her out?
Because I could perhaps, and actually let Sean look at this for a moment. We could create a situation in which she dismisses her followers. So, I'm trying to think how best this would work. We could... By the way, another factor in all of this that just occurred to me is her daughter.
We don't have
Yes,
the magic to
Stella
restore that
Wachter.
one.
Stella Wachter, who was supposedly driven insane by Victor Valakovich, who you guys disposed of. As you guys are discussing this, you notice that a lot of the people on the street are normally when you guys walk down the street, they sort of ignored you or like cowered a little bit. Now they are being a little bit more friendly. They're giving you little half nods and half smiles as you pass.
Well, they know we're on our way to go kill her.
Yeah, they. One
He's
figure.
a plant.
One figure from the crowd approaches you. A very short man with green hair. Fitter returns.
Hey
Better.
guys!
Welcome back.
Goblin.
Oh, what are you guys doing?
We're just talking about the whole situation with Lady Wachter. You weren't around when we talked with Lady Wachter before.
Right. Wait. Hold on.
Who? No.
We took over the town. We're going to wrap up loose ends. We'll fill
Why?
you in on the rest later. It seemed like the right thing to do at the time.
Okay.
So I guess my question is, what do we? Let's assume for a moment that we managed to get her. Bye, Irina.
Sorry, Irina and Elphaba are both
Bye,
out there.
Elphaba.
Hail, Papa. Love you.
So let's assume for a moment that that we're able to get her to deal with her staff, and that's kind of a separate issue in and of itself that we need to talk about a little bit because there's a bit of nuance there. What then do we do about her daughter? Send her to the church?
Ooh, we could give her to Jeny Greenteeth or whatever her name was.
Oh, that's an interesting suggestion.
For help? Or
Yeah,
how
she's
do you
an
mean?
old lady. She's an old lady. She needs help, doesn't she?
She could use it. Yeah. Jeny Greenteeth, she helps all the people around.
But how long is she gonna need help if Pavu's around?
Not long.
Well, then she'll need someone to live in her house when she's
The
Man,
hag may be able to cure the girl, though. There is that.
Yes.
The problem with having the only NPC that isn't controlled by someone being a suit of armor that can't talk is that I can't input anything. So yeah, please
Teach.
you guys get to the edge of the road where the Wachter house is. You're still, a house behind, so you don't think you'll be seen. But the road seems fairly deserted, and you notice across the road from Wachter House is the house, the residence of Vasily von Holtz.
Well, we should stop there on the way out as well.
Would you guys like to approach the house, the Wachter house?
Well, we know
As
the other
soon as-
guy's gone, so we
As soon
should
as
go
we go-
check.
We can go to his house at our leisure, though. Yes, Corvus?
I suppose.
Dog. Where are my dogs?
Oh, your dogs.
Lucy and
Good
Goosey.
question. Man, I forget about those. They're mastiffs.
Oi, dogs.
They have 5 hit points. So
Didn't they have particular names too or something?
they did. Lucy and Goosey.
Ah, yes.
I need to make proper character sheets for them. I'm sorry. Yeah, Lucy and Goosey are LaCoy and Goosey are currently sort of. They're probably walking underneath your horse Nakashin and like nibbling on the occasional bone that shows out.
Oh, that's nasty.
I love this menagerie I've got going. Listen, as soon as we go in there, all of our plans are going to go to shit anyway.
Oh, I have no doubt of that. But
Let's just get in there and grab the woman.
As you guys approach, I'll describe the Wachter house again. The house itself seems disgusted with what it has become. A slouching roof hangs heavy over furrowed gables, and moss-covered walls sag and bulge under the weight of vegetation. As you study the house's sullen countenance, you hear the edifice actually groan. Only then do you realize the extent to which the house hates what it has become. The front door is just down this path.
I have a DM question.
Yes.
Can I ride Doggashane around inside buildings?
No, because I don't think you can fit a horse in a 3-foot hallway.
Horses aren't 3 feet wide.
I mean, you
Had a
wouldn't
house
be able to.
horse go through a house before.
And
Could
he
you
doesn't
get,
have any
like-
flesh on his bones, so he's thinner than your average horse.
You're also massive,
Yeah.
so you have trouble getting through doorways, let alone you on a horse.
All right, I had to ask, right?
You already have 2 dogs, a suit of
Yeah.
armor, and an NPC following you around. So I don't feel too bad saying no. You can't ride a horse inside the Wachter house.
I'm going to command Donkey Shane to go around and guard the that side door.
Yeah, the back door, sort of
Yep.
the
The
basement
it's
door.
one of the like pull open door, like storm cellar type deals, right?
Yes.
I'm going to command him to stand on those doors, to front hooves only, so that it's going to be real hard if someone wants to push those open.
You hear and clomp clomp
Excellent. And I'm going to
after he walks around.
attempt to have the dogs go with him.
Yeah, make me a animal handling check.
This couldn't do anything but go beautifully.
You do it fairly well. How would you like to do this?
I would like to begin training the dogs to have a follow chew toy. Follow chew
Okay.
toy type deal, like so that when I'm leaving the steed, I can leave the dogs.
Well, like the
and
dog,
have-
the steed is made out of bones, so they could just
It-
gnaw
it
on the
does
bones.
help.
Ah!
Right?
Horse is a babysitter now.
Yeah,
Dog sitter.
Lucy seems a little unsure. Goosey goes off to find your horse, but Lucy's kind of like, "Aw," and
Food. Toss some
takes a
food.
few seconds to go over there.
And
But
make sure
they
I'm
go
using
around the
good
house.
Dog training. Always reinforce the desired behavior with food.
bones, I guess.
So, before we get into this, let me at least start by having her dismiss her staff. So at least we're dealing with just her.
Fine.
Quick question. Ben, can you see anything right now on the map?
Yeah, you can see through the windows.
Yeah.
As dim as we can.
Or like, could you see the? Yeah, you can see. I didn't have sight turned on for your character for a second.
Yeah, I can see.
He has
through
same
the
field of
windows
view as
and-
we do.
Yeah.
Okay,
Mick,
good. Yes.
I can see into the basement,
Oh,
so just wanted to let you know.
that is fantastic.
I
It's
cannot.
full of dead things.
Or a room in the building which has things in it.
Okay, I will hopefully how about you pretend you didn't?
Okay.
Just hold up your hand to the screen and pretend that
No,
there's black
everything is
space
fine here.
there. All will
Nothing
be
to see
well.
here.
All will be well.
So the front door stands shut as you expect. Corvus, you're listening around and you don't hear anything from inside. You think you can sort of hear through a window that there is a fire roaring in the fireplace, but you hear no voices or sounds of people moving about.
Sounds pretty quiet in there, guys. You should be extra careful.
Well, you may recall that she didn't show up until the evening last time we were here, so there may be something up with that.
She's not undead, we know that.
Right.
Should we watch the other side of the building for any escaping anyone's?
I'm not leaving the party again because I got in trouble last time.
Could Rusty observe for us?
Rusty, go and
Rusty, go around.
yeah, go and impede anybody that might try to go out the other side.
Gives you a metallic thumbs up.
Corvus, is there any other exits from the building besides the one going down to the basement? Corvus is gone.
Corvus is gone, huh?
She just said
At
she
the
wasn't
party
going
again.
to leave the party.
Yes, there is a back door which Rusty will go and guard, but otherwise there's just the front door, the back door, and the basement.
Right. I step up and bang on the door.
You hear it echo inside. No one comes.
Interesting.
My way, then.
Maybe pick the door lock.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
let's-
not my way.
I can do
Yeah,
it.
I
Yeah,
know.
right, I know.
Kick
but
it down.
let's be subtle until such time as we need to be more forceful. Yeah, I'll try.
You know-
I'll try picking the lock.
Would you first look for traps?
Yeah, so,
Or to see if the door is open already.
that's exactly what I was about to do. But yes. So,
Okay. Yeah, you want to investigate around the traps, I assume, using Corvus, who isn't here to
yeah,
say
I
no?
was about to ask that very thing as she sat back down, but
Dogs.
So Corvus takes a peek with assistance from Reven. You guys don't see anything dangerous coming from this door.
Okay.
Yeah, the lock is fairly standard. You don't think it would be too difficult.
All right.
Make me a lock check. Thieves' tools. 15 is just barely enough. Takes you probably a little bit longer than you would hope. But after a minute or two of trying, the lock clicks and swings open. Inside, many of the doors are open, but you hear nothing from inside other than a roaring fire.
Any sign of activity in these rooms that we can see?
Looking down sort of at the ground for footprints or anything, you don't see anything. It looks like people have been here, like nothing is dusty. But no other signs of activity.
I'm going to draw my sword and enter.
Have any of us was it just Delvin that went and interacted with the girl?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was only Delvin. Anybody else
Um,
following me, or am I?
I'm going in, yeah.
Okay.
Since the map is so tiny, I'm gonna pile everybody as one token.
Okay.
Someone should go check on the girl to see if she's here. If she's not here, I think that's a sign that they've left.
That's upstairs.
Do you just want to start upstairs?
This door is also open.
I think someone should stay downstairs in case someone tries to make a hasty exit while we're upstairs. But stay at the foot of the stairs as we go up.
But we should clear the... They can't get out upstairs without us being aware of it. We should clear the bottom floor.
That's a fair assessment.
So to your left is the dining room that you guys had dinner with Lady Wachter in, and to the right is a small kitchen. It's fairly spotless.
Do either
Ivik.
show signs of recent activity?
Do you want to investigate the kitchen a little bit closer?
Yes.
Looking around, you see that a wash basin stands in the northeast corner, and it looks like there is some cutlery that is, I wouldn't say still warm, but the food on it looks like it came from a couple hours ago.
Ivik, have you heard anything over the last day about Lady Wachter's movements?
I haven't.
All right.
There is two doors in this kitchen. both on the north end of the room.
Check that one.
Door to the left should be a pantry.
Probably.
The door to the left is a pantry.
Yep. Nailed it.
Yeah, small pantry filled with good food and brooms.
Is there any dried meats out in there?
Pizza?
Dried meats.
Oh, dried meat.
Dried pizza, my favorite.
Yes, there is. I would say, yeah, there's a couple lamb hocks that are dried and salted.
I'm gonna grab one,
pizza jerky.
open this window, and throw it to the dogs.
They go wild and are very, very happy. You see the little Sims 3 above their heads. Do you open the door to your north?
Yep. I will
this-
give each of these, as we go through, a cursory glance, just to be sure it's not trapped.
Yeah, I'm assuming that you guys are taking some care when you go through the house. One thing to note for Ben is that I'm running all of the... normally in D&D you would roll perception, investigation, and insight checks, like skills, but I'm rolling them all secretly because you guys don't want to know whether or not you get a bad roll.
Oh.
Is there nothing in this room because you rolled bad, or is there nothing in this room because there's something hiding? Just so you know.
All right.
This room holds crates and barrels. Some of the barrels are open and they have drinking water. One of them is a empty wine barrel, and one of them is a full wine barrel.
Oh,
It is
take
emblazed.
the full wine barrel. What, barrel or cask?
Barrel, like one of these dudes. Like
Okay.
it's, I don't know how much that would weigh. I would say like
Never mind.
50 pounds. It is emblazoned with the winery name, the Wizard of Wines, and the wine's name is Red Dragon Crush.
What
Ooh.
number?
my favorite.
You might
What?
recognize it as the best wine that the Martikov family has
What,
or
red,
had.
Red Crush number what?
Just called Red Dragon Crush.
Okay.
Has it been tapped, or is
It
it
has-
still sealed?
It is still sealed.
We're gonna come back for that.
There's one more door in this room, leading to the left.
Follow it through.
You follow it through to a small back vestibule. Through the window in the door, you can see Rusty waiting outside.
Good boy, Rusty.
Okay,
There
watch
is.
my-
Stairs.
Sorry.
We should
Wait.
have him watch the stairs.
Alone or
there
impaired?
is-
Oh, sorry. Never mind.
There's plain wooden doors, very similar to the front. There is what appears to be a closet to your south and another door to your left.
Hmm.
Let's go left.
Yeah, follow it left.
You explore into the servants' quarters. Servants' coats and aprons hang neatly on hooks, and there's boots neatly lined up against the wall.
I'm sorry, did you say those were chests?
Yes. The other furnishings are bereft of imagination. 4 simple beds with equally austere wooden chests. Inside, there, most of the chests are open, and they just have like servants' maids' clothes.
Can I ascertain whether or not the bed's been slept in last night?
Yes, they look like they have.
Okay.
Um,
These have been slept in recently. If they've left today.
I think it seemed likely. Unless they're down in the basement, which is also possible.
They're not coming up from there at the present.
Right.
Donka Shane will tell me if they try to get out.
Try that.
So, Corvus, you notice one thing. From behind you, this closet door, it wiggles slightly. In a, it gives you the feeling of like when you're in a room that has an open window and the door kind of moves. There seems to be
Change in pressure kind of thing.
exactly.
Okay. We should probably check that closet out a little bit. Looks kind of funny.
All right. Check it out.
Only Corvus's immense perception could notice such a small thing.
I'm going to step through and look into this last room here.
That opens back up into the dining room.
Revan, can we have Rusty on the stairs now that we've cleared the bottom floor?
Aye, we can. So I'll go and open up the windows if the windows will open and instruct him to go back around to the front and watch the stairs.
That's a door. He's standing at a door.
Huh?
He's standing at the door.
If you want, you could let him into the door.
Sorry. I can't tell the difference between the doors and the maths on the doors and the windows on this.
Yeah, he'll come in, sort of give you a nod as he hustles around to the stairwell. You hear a noise that seems like he doesn't really know where he's going, so he walks into the pantry for a couple seconds. But Pavu, you see him go around the vestibule and stand by the stairs.
I'm going to peek into this last room here.
Yeah. Do the rest of you want to follow Pavu? Just so I keep the...
I've wandered off while they were...
I'll stay near the closet while they do that.
Okay. So Pavu, you open up to a small den. It is wood paneled and has embroidered rugs and colorful furnishings. There is a blazing fire that makes this chamber kind of stifling. Mounted above the mantel is an elk's head, and across from the hearth, tall, slender windows look over dead gardens. Your lootful eyes immediately notice several items of value. There is a golden goblet sitting on the table, a crystal wine decanter, 4 electrum candelabras, and a bronze urn with frolicking children painted on the sides.
I examined that urn. Are they just like the first house we got when we came here, where they look like they're frolicking, but really they're...
No, they're actually real frolicking children.
Okay. I take all those things.
Yeah, I will. I will post that into the chat.
Beautiful.
You think they are worth a grand total of about 700 gold?
Should I take that as gold value, or should I actually take them?
Actually, mark down the
items.
Objects because you have to sell them.
Okay, I will pop that in.
The rest of you open up the little closet. In there's more servants' cloaks, but it is largely empty. Many of you notice, sort of almost instantly, that there is a secret door built into the south wall of this room. It is right here.
Okay, can I determine what the method of access is?
It looks like there's just sort of a very small crack that you have to put some kind of, like a tool, I don't know, a butter knife or something to pry the door open.
Is there anything in here?
In the closet itself, no.
Okay, go back out to the kitchen, like pick out a, knife of some sort and bring it back to do that.
Yeah, for sure. Pavu, do you rejoin the...
I'm going to give this room a quick search, make sure there's nothing else of note. I'm also trying to determine anything I can from how recently someone was here based on the size of the fire and how far it's burned down without tending.
That you're not sure because it is a very strange fireplace. As you look through it, you can see that it is actually open on both ends, and you can peer through to the other room through it. So the logs itself are kind of... There's more logs than there should be. But what you do notice is that the wine in the wine goblet is still wet.
The wine is wet?
The wine is wet.
Okay.
The dregs of the wine in the wine goblet. Like there's still a sip or something left.
Okay. I'm going to quickly examine the fireplace specifically as well.
You find nothing but singed eyebrows.
I don't have it, so that's okay.
Yep.
I will rejoin the rest of the party.
Okay. I will throw you there.
Someone was here recently. The wine is looks like less than an hour old. They may have seen us coming up the way. The study windows do look out to the road.
I wouldn't be at all surprised to find that they've either left or they've gone downstairs into the basement.
What have you found in here?
There's a secret door here. We should, I suspect this is where we'll find that this leads to the basement. So we should be wary here. This is where... Was it Alphaba, or was it you, Corvus, that found the undead beneath?
Elphaba. Elphaba found those.
Should we not just block this passageway and then clear the upstairs?
We could do that. We do have the means to access it from the outside as well. Stuff it with furniture, perhaps, you think?
Yes, there's plenty of crates and things in the next room.
We could always
someone...
Yeah, we could always meticulously unblock it if we need to get access to it and we find that it isn't, in fact, the means to the place that Alphaba found before.
The door did tell us there was another stairway down.
Right.
The door swings open towards you guys, so you could easily get a crate and sort of jam it between the door and the wall. You know, like put the chair up in front of the door. As you look down, iron torch sconces cling to the wall of the stone staircase. It cuts its way through the heart of the old house. You can't see much down there from just the angle that the staircase kind of turns at the bottom, but you do hear some voices. They sound very muffled coming from down there. And Corvus, you are able to pick out Lady Wachter's voice.
I think she's downstairs.
The more reason to block her in. If her daughter's upstairs, we may attain some leverage.
I agree. So we'll block this and go back outside and enter from that entrance.
I think... Were you saying you want to go up to the upstairs first?
Oh, you want to go upstairs first.
If the girl is up there, we can take her down with us. That'll be all the leverage we need to get the lady to do what we want.
Certainly.
I'm going to put every crate that is not the wine into this secret passageway.
Yeah, for sure. I will do some quick artwork.
Crate building.
It's just like Minecraft.
There you go. So yeah, you've easily blocked it out. The voices seem so muffled downstairs that you think that they wouldn't have heard you unless you were actively like slamming the crates down.
No, I was trying to do it with some quiet and finesse.
Okay. Yeah, you don't hear any signs that someone has heard you. Do you want to loop around and go to the stairs upstairs?
Certainly.
I think that was the plan, yeah.
Oh,
that's the only
Papa
way
was
up, right?
nodding. I wasn't looking at your guys's. So you go around to the stairs, and you see Rusty standing there. And he sort of nods to you, like all clear, kind of, to you, Reven. You climb the stairs, I assume?
Yep.
Ivik, have you ever had dealings with the girl who lives here?
Feelings about the girl?
Dealings with
Dealings
her. Have you
with
ever
the
met
girl.
her?
No, you probably would not have.
Yes,
Sorry, not to...
Yeah, no. Yeah, no dealings. No direct dealings.
Very well.
A hallway with a window at each end wraps around the staircase railing. Framed portraits and mirrors festoon the walls, surrounding you with judging looks and dark reflections. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sets of doors up here.
Wow.
Do you guys want to sort of go through them in a standard search pattern?
I like this door here.
You crack open the door. It seems to be it's a bedroom. Contains nothing out of the ordinary. Neatly made bed, table with an oil lamp on it, handsome wooden chest, slender wardrobe, and a window box with drapes. It looks lived in. Someone was definitely here last night.
Okay, this one looks promising with the double doors. Check that one.
The chest.
We can check the belongings once we've secured the place, I think. Perhaps, right?
Fine.
The library, bookshelves hug the walls, but most of the shelves are bare. Other furnishings include a desk chair, a table, a wine cabinet. The room has a irregular shape, and none of the angles seem quite right, as though the shifting of the house has set the whole place on edge.
You said the bookshelves are empty of books?
Yes.
When you say that the angles look wrong, does that imply that they don't match with the external architecture? In other words, is it possible that there is a spot in here that has a secret entrance?
You're not sure?
Or they're non-Euclidean strange?
It's not non-Euclidean strange. It's just more sort of like the house is kind of collapsed a little bit. Like the walls make a 89 degree instead of 90, and everything's kind of falling apart. It does match up with the outside.
Doesn't make us think that there's an elder god about to pop through the floor or anything.
No. I mean, I don't want to put words in your mouth. You could think that at any time. It's up to you.
I thought I was the one that had hallucinations.
I don't know. I have read the Necronomicon fairly recently, so you know.
Is that like the bedtime stories for Pavu? Is the Necronomicon?
Mm-hmm.
Fitter, what you can tell, being closer to the ground, you can tell that this entire room has the faint smell of cats.
Oh.
Full of maybe cat piss.
Oh.
But you see no cats.
Okay. No evidence of cats. Can I look around to see if I see any, cat hairballs?
Yes, there are tufts of fur around. They're all white cats.
Don't we recall, this is hazy memory, and I don't remember if any of this was Sean memory, if this was what Delvin told the party, but didn't we hear something about that her daughter thought she was a cat?
Delvin would have told you that, yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to take bottles of wine, by the way.
Sorry, say that again?
I'm going to take 2 bottles of wine.
Okay.
I missed the bottles of wine thing.
Yes, there is about 10 bottles of wine there. There's also a cabinet containing a fine collection of wine glasses. There's a desk and the shelves. Actually, the shelves do have a couple books sort of remaining on them. They seem to be mostly cleared out and fairly dusty. No one uses this room very often except for cats.
Do the books have a title that says How I Did It or anything like that?
No, unfortunately.
My secret weakness.
Cats, of course.
My
damn it! I knew it.
Yeah, you find the secret weakness, but the secret weakness is catnip.
Good thing we planned ahead.
So yeah, do you scope out the shelves and just flip through the books?
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought we were moving along until we...
Yeah, let's not spend too much time. If it's not relevant to us, we need to act as quickly as possible here.
Well, Zeros, you said you were interested in quickly glancing at the books, right, Zeros?
I did.
They can all leave. I've been rolling investigations for each of you individually. Zeros, as you look at this one book, it looks like a theological text. You find another secret door.
Ooh.
It is built into this corner cabinet, bookshelf down here.
But the book didn't have anything interesting in it, though?
No, it was a theological text. It was.
I'm kidding.
Religion. Ugh.
Ah,
Kelvin is frowning down.
he can't see us. He's not in this demi-plane anymore.
He's in that thought bubble looking down judgingly at you again.
I'm judging you. I'm judging you.
Do you inform the rest of the group about this?
Yes. Guys, I found another secret door while looking at books.
Ooh.
Power of literature.
It looks like it just pulls open.
Well,
Okay, I'll pull it open.
check it first for traps.
After Sean checks it for traps.
Yes. Scoping around, you find nothing that looks suspicious here.
Okay.
The bookshelf slides out and reveals a small little storage room. Behind the hinge panel in the bookcase is a dusty 10-foot square room with a curtained window and shelves lining 3 walls. On the bottom shelf rests an iron chest, and the other shelves are bare.
We have to open that one.
Let's check for traps on it, and then we could at least take a peek.
Yeah, Revan, you look around. You don't see any strange things on this trap. Or on this chest.
Freudian slip.
You
We're
don't
all
find
gonna
anything
die.
on the
We're gonna,
chest that-
we're just so have you got your third character prepared, Eric? 'Cause
The chest is actually a litter box.
It does look
Yeah.
it does look safe, though it is locked.
all right. Well, I'll use thieves' tools on it.
Okay. Yeah, roll me a thieves' tools. So you trigger the trap. So you've got your tools in there, and you press a button that you didn't expect to be in the lock, and a needle extends 3 inches straight out of the lock into your hands. You take 1 piercing damage, and give me a moment. 12 poison damage, and I would like you to make me a Constitution saving throw.
So much for my check. Oh, I had temporary hit points from something. Has that expired by now?
I believe it did. That was during yesterday's combat.
Okay. All right. Constitution.
Yesterday
saving.
seems like such a long time ago.
I know. The longest day of my life.
We haven't even
was
been in Borovia
really
for a week.
slow.
13. You are poisoned.
Oh boy.
Let me just find.
Do I
your
see him
token.
turn green? Is this something that is perceptible to me?
No. Your hand actually does. The finger sort of goes black a little bit, and you start feeling a little ill. You have disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks for the time being.
That's not good.
Gotta amputate the finger.
I'd rather not. I'm a bard.
Looking at the trap, it does not reset on its own, and it looks like you can fairly easily pick the rest of the lock.
Good news. I picked the lock. Bad news. I just think I poisoned myself.
Oh my!
Ugh, bards. I will. Are you still leaning down by the chest,
Yeah.
Raven?
Yeah.
I will grip you by the skull and
I hate when he does that.
Passive
I've
aggressive
seen it in
dealing.
person now.
and push holy energy into his person
Into his face.
and lay on hands.
Well, does that purge poison though?
It does
Oh,
You
Poison,
can choose either
disease.
hit points or poison.
nice.
poison, curing the
Okay.
poison.
Yeah, you feel the poison sort of forcibly, very painfully, like ejected through your skin. Because I imagine any
Ooh.
healing that Pavu does is painful.
Yeah, it is.
Pavu's hands turn into like what is that like oil that you put on your skin that bubbles a whole bunch?
That
Never
sounds
mind.
awful.
Never mind.
Acid.
Acid, yeah, acid. So, popping up this this chest, there is a number of treasures here. There is a silk bag. Inside contains 180 electrum points pieces. Each coin bears Strahd's stern visage in profile. There's also a leather bag containing 110 gold. There is a wooden pipe that has a little skull etched into the very end of this wooden pipe. And something about it seems magical to you, even. It just kind of strikes you as there is something charging it.
You said there was 110 gold.
110 gold, 180 electrum, a magical wooden pipe. There is a number of pieces of parchment, notarized deeds for parcels of land given to the Wachter family by Count Strahd von Zarovich nearly 4 centuries ago.
There is a collection of deeds.
We've got a lot of property.
We're going to own this alley before it's all said and done.
So, remember the joke that you just made about 10 minutes ago about finding a book that how I did it?
Yes. Yes.
Inside is a leather case containing an unbound manuscript titled The Devil We Know, a poetic manifesto written by Lady Fiona Wachter attesting that the worship of devils can bring happiness, success, freedom, wealth, and longevity. There is a blasphemous treatise bound in black leather titled The Grimoire of Four Quarters. And finally, a very old letter to a Lady Lovina Wachter, an ancestor of Fiona, probably, from one Lord Vasily von Holtz, thanking Lavina for her hospitality, loyalty, and friendship over the years. Because you have the Tome of Strahd, you recognize that the handwriting in Lady Lavina's letter is identical to Strahd's handwriting. Which you guys already kind of knew.
What was the second tome you mentioned?
The Grimoire of the Four Quarters.
Does it appear to be a spell book of some sort?
No, it seems to be a book, sort of a treaty on how to summon devils.
Well, there's your Necronomicon, if I can even say it. Bedtime stories for evil paladins.
Can you make me a either an Arcana or a History check, Revan?
Yes. If I can find out what I did with my character sheet. Okay. History or Arcana. History is 3, Arcana is 1, so I will pick History.
Nice. You actually recognize the title. The Grimoire of the Four Quarters was written by an infamous diabolist named Devostus. He was drawn in quarters for his fell practices, but did not die. You also, as you read it, realize this is a forgery, because the actual grimoire would drive a reader mad.
All readers or certain types of readers?
Like an e-reader. It would drive the e-reader insane. Yeah, your Kindle would just, yeah.
No, I mean, like, would it drive a good aligned reader mad, or?
Well, the actual one is said to drive everyone mad.
Right, got it, okay.
So,
okay.
yeah. But Revan doesn't know, the specifics of that, because the book has never really been found.
Huh. Well, I will relay all of that.
I have some interest in that tome.
Is it the pipe? Is it like a pipe you play, or like a pipe you smoke kind of thing?
A smoke pipe.
Oh. A little meth pipe. There you go.
Magical crack.
There is tobacco inside.
It's tobacco.
Tobacco.
Okay. Well, for now, let's stuff this in the bag and go on to the next. Let's see if we can find the daughter. So go back out and around, and I believe there was a
Yeah, so this room here is musty and dark. An iron-framed bed fitted with leather straps stands near a wall. The place has no other furnishings.
This is the daughter's room, I'm almost certain.
There is no sign of any other things other than this bed in this room.
Oh, that's depressing. There's no windows.
Well, from what our friend Delvin told us, she thought she was a cat, so there's that.
That's weird.
There's a lot about this place that's weird, and that's just kind of the tip of the iceberg. All right. Yeah. We didn't tell you. She wears a scarf that's an imp, so there's that, and she has undead in her basement, so there's that.
You hear Rusty shrug from downstairs. This next room looks very much like the room in the top corner. Just a regular bedroom. A quick skim through the closets and stuff reveals nothing of value, unless you want clothes. However, as soon as you step into the next room, actually, this door is locked.
Okay, check for traps again, and I'm gonna get Corvus to assist me with this one.
Okay. As you investigate for traps, you notice that there's no, like, the other lock had a little hole where the pin would come out. This one has nothing like that.
Okay.
It looks perfectly fine. Since you guys aren't on a time crunch, you can spend a couple minutes to unlock this door. It's not well made.
Okay.
But inside is something a little surprising. Across from the door, a fire sputters and struggles for life in the hearth, above which hangs a framed family portrait, a noble father and mother, their 2 young sons, and a baby daughter in the father's arms. The sons are smiling in a way that suggests mischief. The parents look like uncrowned royalty. Wood paneling covers the walls of the room, and the closet and framed mirror flank a curtained window to the south. To the north, a wide canopied bed lies pinned between matching end tables with oil lamps. Stretched out on one side of the bed is a man dressed in black, his eyes each covered with a copper piece. He bears a striking resemblance to the father in the painting.
I would assume with the copper pieces over his head that he's dead. How long dead does he look?
Check for life.
I'm gonna go put a stake through his heart.
That probably seems like a pretty safe bet, actually.
Yeah. Pavu, as a paladin, you recognize the copper pieces on the eyes are a material component for the repose or the gentle repose spell, which keeps the body embalmed. Embalmed isn't the right word, but
Moist.
Yeah, I'm not going to share that. I put a stake in his heart.
Yeah, he doesn't move. Well, he moves because there's
right?
a stake. But yeah, he's no vampire. He just lies there.
Can I take the coins?
Yes. You now have 2 copper pieces.
We're terrible people.
They bear the profiled visage of Strahd von Zarovich.
You smug bastard.
All right. Yeah, I guess. Were there doors we didn't check out in the hallway?
There's one more.
There's one more. It's a small linen closet, and that's about it.
All right, basement it is then.
Can we search that linen closet thoroughly for secret doors?
Yeah, this closet down here, you find nothing. There is this closet to your southeast.
Didn't see that.
By the way,
you wanna...
I'm gonna make a suggestion here.
Yes.
We might want to drag some stuff out with us outside to potentially barricade that outside door. As brutal as it might sound, if we have to, we can always barricade them in and burn the house down.
Yes.
I mean, to be perfectly honest, I know that sounds brutal, but there are undead underneath. We know that for a fact. The problem with that is that we lose potentially anything that might be of value in the house. And the value of the house itself, to be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, the
Let's
house
not
needs
burn down the
itself,
house
so.
then.
The house would be happy, I think.
Anyway.
Do you investigate this closet?
Yeah.
Yes, we look in the closet.
Yes.
Inside, there is shelves of fancy footwear and many fine garments. Of note, there is a black ceremonial robe with a hood. It looks very much like the cultists at the Death House, the Durst House, way back when.
Yeah.
On a high shelf rests another locked iron chest.
Oh man.
Okay, first of all, the fancy clothes, anything interesting? Like,
Most of them are women's clothes,
Okay.
but there is a few sort of nice suits that you think would fit you well.
okay, I'll stuff those in the pack.
I'll grab some of the fancy clothing for Elphaba.
Okay.
I thought for a moment we were going to learn an interesting side story with Pavu.
Ooh, you know?
Pavu surprises us all.
What I do with my free time is my business.
Be epic.
A lot of drag queens will actually shave their head bald so they can
There
duct
you
tape
go. There you
wigs to their heads.
There you go.
Don't.
Which, now that I think about it, kind of Peter also, Pablo aside.
Hey, I'd make a damn good-looking woman.
My drag name was gonna be Hyperglycemia. So
Hold on.
All right. So
While Reven opens that chest, I'm gonna search
Yeah.
the rest of the room.
yeah, again with assistance on checking for traps on the chest, and
you look around this chest and you do, with assistance, spot the same signs of a needle trap
okay,
built inside.
try to disarm it first.
Pavu actually notices inside the fireplace, sort of underneath the ledge, there is a key hanging from a little hook.
Wait.
Hmm.
I'll reach
It
up
is
and
the-
fish it out.
It's the same iron that the chest is made of.
All right, try the key in the lock.
Well, I flip it to you.
Yeah, I'll try the key in the lock.
Inside, the iron chest is lined with thin sheets of lead and contains human bones.
What do you make of this, Pavu? Is it have the same aura that we found at the church, or perhaps something similar?
A moment. I'd like to first try and do a. That was a strange noise. I'd like to try and examine it before I use any magic.
So you did a history check on the bones?
Yes, that's what I did.
Well, Riva did something.
No, I
And then-
handed it off to Pavu to check
Okay.
for aura and such.
Right. So your history check, you know that they're human bones. You can tell that they're approximately 400 years old. And you don't really know anything else about the bones. It was a male.
Let me hold that. Next time I use my divine senses, I will peer into this box.
All right.
Yeah, you guys look around the rest of the room. Unless you guys want to, fish through the pockets of Father Wachter up here. You think you have pretty thoroughly run through this house, or through this upper floor.
All right. In case it's useful for later, I'm going to spend a moment to study the features of this this guy that is in repose and compare notes with what was in the painting and such. I just kind of paint a mental picture of what he looks like in case I need to replicate it.
Okay.
How does that work exactly? Now that the copper pieces are gone and there's a stake in his heart, can anything still be done to him to keep him?
Yeah,
It's
I
not
mean,
gently reposing anymore.
it's not gently reposing. It's just reposing normally.
Okay, but you could come back and cast it again, or
Yeah, for sure.
okay, all right. Just
He's
wanted to.
decom reposing.
Uh,
No. was a whiff.
It was a nice try.
I had to try.
Confident that you found all the goodies upstairs.
All right,
you guys want to head back downstairs?
Yeah, Pavu, can you help me take some of the furniture outside so we can potentially barricade?
Do we not want to just leave the upstairs barricade where we put it and have Donkashane lock us in when we go down? I could command him to let us up at any time.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, if it's got an outside lock.
You guys want to lock ourselves in the basement?
We want to lock everyone else in the
I don't like
basement.
the sound of that.
Me neither.
I think
they're locked in here with us.
I think Pavu was saying not lock in so much as have the horse stand on top of the door, and he can mentally command the horse to get off the door.
Lucky
You're
door.
bad. You're a bad man.
Suddenly, this changes it into an entirely different game.
Wow.
Where horse porn is a thing.
We need to put in material.
I will illustrate. I can speak with Donkashane remotely. I will summon him.
He walks over with Lucy and Goosey, literally gnawing at his heels.
I will say we can go down the exterior stairs, have him stand on the door again, and then no one can get in or out without our command.
All right.
Let's hope you don't go unconscious.
Donkashane will stay unless I die. And then you're all doomed anyway.
All right. Well, yeah, we should be prepared to deal with undead and potentially devils of some sort. Demons, whatever.
So is the plan just to get rid of her at this point?
She's dealing with dark powers, and I don't think that constructive discussion is likely to produce anything of value to us.
Okay.
For burning the house down.
I mean,
Gotta save the wine first.
I'm not opposed to that particular plan.
We still don't know where the daughter is.
Who cares about the daughter? How do we even know that she cares for the daughter, that she would be a good negotiating tool?
She may have magical accoutrements.
She seemed pretty concerned about her daughter when we came to visit, though.
Here's the thing, we could always just, if the negotiations fail, we can retreat up the stairs, and why don't we gather enough things that we could burn this place down if we chose to? Barricade the doors and we just burn it behind us.
Burn the witch!
Boo!
The only thing I'm concerned about is the fact that there might be another exit we haven't considered. But I doubt it. There's two, we've accounted for two.
Is this house stone or wood? Or combination?
A combination. It looks like it's covered in vegetation that would be fairly easy to burn.
Corvus, could you make a circuit a bit further out and see if you can spot if there is potentially any other exits from the place that might not be noticeable from here?
Sure.
And why don't we find some things that we could potentially burn out here? Take the valuables outside. We can stage them out here, right? We don't have to go through them, especially.
Yeah.
Very well. Let's be about it.
Alright, so we'll do that. Well, anything that looks like it might be of some value, we'll just stack it outside, not trying to be particularly neat about it. Matter of fact, get Rusty to help us with that, since we know that there's nobody else inside.
Okay.
Get the wine.
Barrel of wine,
Yeah.
And the bottles of wine.
Yeah.
And the books. And
So yeah, you guys can go in, loot the place. Brett drag out things like the mahogany table looks like it might be worth something, and there's a couple paintings that are quite nice. You drag everything out, grab some heavy crates, enough things that you could barricade the cellar door. Corvus, as you do a sort of a loop around the surrounding neighborhood, you don't see anything that suggests a secret exit. At least not, within a house or two.
All right, I'm just gonna let him know.
All right. Do we want to go in and negotiate? See if there's something of value?
Yes.
All right.
What time of day is it now?
With your guys searching, probably like noon, a little after noon.
Head in.
All right. Down the cellar doors.
Pavu, do you want to take the forefront here since we know there's undead involved?
I will.
So
Elphaba indicated that the dead rose from the floor when she went down the stairs.
The large root cellar has a dirt floor. 2 ascending flights of stone steps enclosed by wooden railings stand across from one another. Tracks in the earth lead from one staircase to the other, and other trails go from both staircases to the center of the bare west wall. 4 neatly made cots are set in a row against the south wall. As you look at the ground, you do not notice anything that looks like skeletons have burst from the ground. It just looks like footprints.
Mick, remind me, did Elphaba figure out how she triggered the trap, or how?
She would have told you that as soon as she stepped onto the dirt.
Okay.
Can we look at the bottom of the stairs? Riven, can you see if there's some sort of mechanism for trapping the bottom stairs?
I'll look, yeah.
Okay.
Actually, I'll cast Find Traps.
Nice.
Nice.
Please, let me handle this.
Okay.
Step back, I'm a
trap
professional.
spell includes anything that would inflict a sudden or unexpected effect which you would consider harmful or undesirable. It would not reveal a natural weakness in the floor, an unstable ceiling, or which was specifically intended as such by its creator. You reveal that a trap is present. You don't learn the location of each trap, but you do learn the general nature of the danger posed by a trap you sense. You do feel that there is undead under the ground. The trigger of which you are not sure.
Not sure, right? Okay, and I'll share that. So there is a trap that triggers that, but yeah. What you said.
Can I look across the way and see if there's any sort of button or mechanism on the other stairs?
Yes, as you look across, you don't see anything that looks like that.
The footprints that we see in the dirt, do they look like booted footprints?
All sorts. They are like shoes and boots. You see a couple like women's boots, though a couple bare feet as well.
Boots and pants and boots and pants and. So if I follow one specific set of tracks, where do they look like they lead from the bottom of these stairs?
They lead to the door, to the wall on the left here. Not that there's a secret door there, but
we could just try following in the exact footsteps, but there may be some other thing that prevents the trap from triggering.
Can I tell if they're like methodic steps, or do they just look like somebody's walking like scuffled around and?
Yeah, your insight check. It doesn't look like there's any particular pattern to it.
Well, why don't we just trigger the trap, deal with the
or we could call
skeletons.
We could call her out here.
And then we just have to deal with her and the skeletons.
I guess I should also have said that you do hear her voice coming from beyond this wall.
Can we make out any details about either the cadence of her voice or what she's saying or the...
Yes. A very commanding voice. She seems to be doing a sort of monotonous, almost ritualistic voice.
Yep.
Have to burn down the house. Just burn everything.
Yeah, but what about the daughter? We should still try and find the daughter.
As a complete, unrelated, Pavu would also know that most demons are immune to fire.
But the summoner, not so much.
True. Pavu, as you step on the floor and your foot hits the dirt and makes its own footprint, nothing happens.
I would suggest that if we do this, we follow the footprints as much as absolutely possible.
Can we jump onto those beds?
I walk over to the wall.
Okay. Corvus, do you run over to the beds?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Okay, so as you step off the beaten path, heading towards the beds, you don't trigger anything.
Oh.
Nothing happens.
Oh.
You
I
should
thought we
be
were
fucking with us
doomed. I
now.
was like, oh man.
Jumping on the bed. Totally safe, guys.
I'm gonna look for a button.
There is no buttons. It looks like there is a small latch on the inside. You can see sort of a crack in the between the floor and the secret door that the voices are coming through. You see candlelight trickling out from there.
Could I use the thieves' tools to perhaps can I fish through and undo the latch?
Yeah, it would be fairly easy for you to do so. So I'd actually say a stealth check rather than a thieves' tools check.
Wait. Shall we prepare to go through? Shall we get ourselves in order?
We
I'm
can.
ready.
Aye.
Who wants to be up front with me?
I would put Ivik up front, maybe Corvus.
Guard captain.
Yeah, I'll go front.
Can we grab 5 real quick before we bust down the door?
Yeah, for sure.
Sounds safe.
I need a new beverage.
All right.
Priorities, people. Priorities.
All right. I'm going to run to the washroom. Stream, thank you for watching. We'll be back in 5 minutes.
Yep. All right. Be right back, guys.
All right, be back.
Bye.
5.
All right. We are still waiting on a few of our players. So
Ben counts for more than one person because he's a guest.
yes,
Nice guests.
guests have 2 ranks.
I
So
like
yeah,
I like your raccoon head in chat there, Eric.
There's that goddamn cat again.
Meow.
Meow.
Oh, cute.
So I know that it's likely Pavu just being a dick to the new guest. But I also like the idea that Pavu just doesn't know what raccoons look like.
Mm.
And like doesn't know what a gnome looks like.
So totally, player knowledge, not character knowledge. Goliath thing is they assign nicknames to people that they like.
Oh.
So Bitter came in when I was cursed with the trusting of new people thing. So,
well, and Fitter thinks it's funny anyway. So. It's kind of a gnomish sense of humor to him. So
he's the first one to get a nickname.
So everyone has returned. Pavu, you were standing directly in front of the door, and Revan, do you want to flip that latch?
As he does that, I'm going to grab his hand and say,
Oops.
"Did you look for a trap?"
Yeah, he did.
There was no trap detected by Fitter.
Yeah, I was about to say I would have probably.
Oh, right. I forgot. Oh, man, forgetting shit really quickly.
As an aside, just as a reminder, Revan is not good at investigating.
It is true. This is known.
So in other words, of course.
Most of you have a better investigate and perception than Revan.
Really good and that should be that's definitely obvious to the players from the fact that I had a wagon go boom. Of course, I didn't actually. I guess to be fair on that one, I didn't try to investigate.
No,
You're just like, tick.
This can't possibly go wrong.
Bard in the
wrong.
bubble.
So yeah, Revan, there are no traps, discernibly.
I am going to try to get Corvus to help me. I've been getting Corvus to help me with them thus far.
I'm just gonna kind of peek over his shoulder and be like,
Yeah, Corvus, when you look through the sort of bottom crack in the wall, you see a pair of feet directly in front of the door.
Can I tell
they're
facing away?
Yeah.
There's someone right on the other side of this door. I just whisper it in Revan's ear.
Actually, I am slightly incorrect. You do see a person, but he is sitting in a chair.
He's still right there.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me look at something real quick. Suggestion: they have to hear me, not necessarily see me, right?
True.
My boot is getting antsy.
Yeah, I'm gonna just kind of, in a voice that won't carry beyond what I suspect will go to the door, just say, sleep. And cast suggestion.
I don't think...
So,
Okay. Creatures, so a creature that you can see, that can hear and understand you. You can see his feet. I guess that counts. Let's see. He is going to make a wisdom saving throw. What is your wisdom save, Mr.
14 is the DC.
He gets an 18. And you hear from the inside a man kind of go like, I think I've heard and felt something.
I kicked down the door. I told you my boot was getting antsy.
When you kick down the door, inside you see flickering candles in iron holders filling the room with light and shadows. The room has a 10-foot high ceiling and a large black pentagram inscribed on the stone floor. At each point of the pentagram rests a wooden chair. Seated in 4 of the 5 chairs are men and women in black robes with hoods. A young man who has the face of an angel, a balding hulk of a man, a squat middle-aged woman, and a taller, younger woman with an unsettling glare. They rise to confront you. In the 5th chair is Lady Fiona Wachter, who screeches. And in the center of the pentagram, with 2 horns coming out of her, right above her eyebrows, is Stella Wachter.
I would like to immediately use Divine Sense as I kick the door open.
Yeah, for sure. You can tell that Stella Wachter has some fiendish magics coursing through her. It's kind of like she is an ice cream chocolate squirrel of demonic and human energies. Behind Fiona is her imp, who is no longer on her shoulder, but is flying around beside her. As a reminder, she looks like this. Her and her imp. And with that, Fiona cries out. Oh, I forgot to reveal the guy who is right in front of you. Fiona cries out, "You fools! You're going to kill her!"
Did I knock his chair over when I kicked the door down?
It's a few feet away, I'd say.
Darn.
She calls out, "Rise!" And Fitter, behind you, you hear some strange sounds. Sounds of skeletons climbing up through walls.
A couple of them,
No, they're just skeletons.
Since you guys and they guys notice each other at approximately the same time, I'm going to roll a mass initiative.
We don't get a surprise round?
We got a big boned skeleton. Oh, I'm so pleased.
He's not fat, he's a big boned.
A skeleton with no ribs.
No surprise
hustles.
round?
No surprise round.
Oh, man.
You were surprised by them just as they were surprised by you because the burly cultist noticed the magic.
Ribbon.
The skeleton, the ribless skeleton, walks up to the sort of top of this staircase and has a short bow, and is going to fire the short bow at Pavu. It gets a 11, which, yeah,
Bounces off my wolf helm. Ding!
bounces off your wolf helm. A sturdy skeleton is going to immediately attack Fitter with his short sword, getting a 23 to hit.
that will hit.
Does
Yes.
Zeros get a opportunity attack as they come out of the ground?
No, as written,
Does
no.
he not have that feat? That lets
Oh,
him-
yeah, you do have a feat that lets you, like, attack people that approach. I would say that counts as approaching.
Sure. I'll
Not that he
attack him.
Not that you have to, but
Yeah, do you want to attack the sturdy one? Who's about to-
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. 15 breaks through his armor scraps. 11 slashing almost fully takes him out.
Okay.
Sweet.
Nice.
You break off a good, like, half of his rib cage. He gives Fitter a little bit of a haircut, stabbing you, sort of slicing across the scalp. 6 piercing damage.
Okay.
A contorted skeleton steps forward to assault you as well, Fitter. He raises his short sword. Ooh, gets an 18.
Will hit.
He gets it right in your gut, breaking through whatever armor you're wearing. 8 piercing damage.
Okay.
And Fitter, it is your turn.
I will disengage.
That is a good idea.
Let's see. Go here on top of the bed.
Okay.
I'll keep you safe.
Any bonus action?
Don't believe I have anything. Well, actually, no. I do have healing word that I can perform upon myself since I did take quite a bit of damage. So
Yeah, what is your healing word?
Heal.
In Fitter's voice, please. The cracked skeleton is going to take his short bow and fire at Zeros. Gets double critical fails. Breaks one of his own ribs.
Teach you to shoot at
this
him.
rattly skeleton is going to step up to you, Zeros. Do you get another attack, or is that's your reaction?
Just
I think.
Just a one.
Okay. He, lunges with his short sword. 15 to hit.
No, thankfully.
Yeah, you parry with your blade. Pavu, inside the room, you see the imp rush over, sort of flying towards Lady Wachter, and then you lose sight of it as it seems to go invisible. Rusty is going to look over at Reven in sort of an armor panic.
Help against the skeletons.
He thumbs up. He is going to take his mace and attack the rattly skeleton. The first attack is a 7 and misses. The second attack is a 15, dealing... Sorry, roll 20 is giving me a little bit of an issue right now. I can't read. Dealing 3 bludgeoning damage, but skeletons are weak to it, so he actually takes 6 bludgeoning damage.
Ooh.
Duke Reven.
Yeah, I'm going to, with a flurry on my loot, cast Hypnotic Pattern into that room with all of the non-skeletons.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to cover... I should have enough to cover that entire room. If I can get that to click. Yeah.
Yes. So a 30-foot cube within range, yeah, you can cast it at the back of the room so it doesn't affect any of you guys. And you said a 14 DC?
Correct.
So these cultists, as you are doing this, they seem like they are very fanatical. Cultists actually have advantage on saving throws against charm. That said, you still hit 3 of them.
Ooh.
And fully, what is this effect? Hypnotic Pattern. Yeah, fully freeze like all 3 of the bottom ones.
I don't know if the imp is still in the room, or Stella, or Lady Wachter, but did they also...
Stella is unconscious. Lady Wachter seems unaffected, though she staggers back for a few seconds and rubs her eyes. The imp you don't see or hear anything from.
Okay.
And
then I will give Bardic Inspiration... Who's next? I'll give Bardic Inspiration to Pavu.
Okay. The Scoliotic.
I love that name.
I have some mild scoliosis, so I know what the skeleton's going through.
Oh.
He fires his short bow through the bones of the contorted skeleton. Even with cover, gets a 22 against you, Zeros.
That hits.
Ouch.
It pierces you just on the shoulder, but quite deep, dealing 8 piercing.
Okay.
Mr. Pavu, there is a stunned... He's not stunned. He's incapacitated cultist in front of you.
I'm going to step past him. What is the ability called? The Divine Sense actually lasts until the end of my next turn, which should be this turn, right?
Yes.
So I should still be able to know where that imp is.
Yes. He is right here.
I will look at him as I step into the room.
He looks terrified.
And say to him in Abyssal, "Your master dies today. Choose wisely what you do with your next actions. You may serve me and live, or die
More
like
pets.
the worm you are." And then I will begin striking at Fiona.
Yeah.
And did I get any fiend or anything from her?
No, just
Okay.
human.
Then I'm going to use my longsword on her. And I'm going to be using divine smites.
Oh,
on
nice.
Yeah, your first attack hits dead on. If you want to roll divine smite on top of that.
Yes. Oh, hold on. Sorry, I'm need to go to the spell sheet and not click it in my other thing. Bugger, it's not working. Should it work on my core sheet, my front sheet?
Yeah, on the attacks page, yes. Or on the attack section.
It is not working. I'm just going to roll the 2d8.
Okay. So, it turns out that a old woman who isn't expecting to get into a fight doesn't have that many hit points. You hear her get the first syllable of a spell that you believe is Dimension Door out before you just slash her in two.
Oh, okay.
She sort of is dead before she hits the floor by your divine strike.
Can I use that second attack then, or have I already used it?
It would have. She had 27 hit points, so you would have had to use both to knock her out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
She slumps back down into her chair. The other cultist, well, the wild-eyed cultist, sort of screeches.
Okay, so next question then. Can I use that shield bash still?
I believe so, yes.
Okay.
As long as it doesn't say, like, against the same target.
I don't think it does. I think it says as part of an attack action.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Okay, so that's a 5. What does the imp count as? Difficult terrain or impassable?
Impassable, but you can step in Fiona's square, so it doesn't matter.
I don't really want to step into that circle.
Oh.
Damn. You can pass through the imp. The imp is tiny enough. It's the size of a cat.
Okay, so that 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Then I'm going to skirt the circle, come up to here, and then shield bash the wild cultist.
Yeah, for sure.
Athletics.
That hits. Yeah, she doesn't get a good enough acrobatics check. Do you knock her prone?
No, I push her out of the circle.
Oh, yeah. She slams against the wall beside you, slumping to the ground. You notice that something changes inside Stella. Her horns fall off, for one, and you no longer get that sort of fiendish sense coming from her.
I will look at the imp again and say, "Choose now," and reveal yourself to my normal sight.
The imp just kind of squeaks. The sneering skeleton is going to fire a crossbow bolt at Squishy Zeros, getting a 16.
That hits.
That does 4 piercing damage.
Oof.
Lady Fiona Wachter is going to make a death save. That is a slash roll d20. She fails that save. The wild cultist is going to say, sort of, despite you being massive and just like instantly killed Fiona Wachter, the wild cultist sort of cries out, pulls out a scimitar, and says, "I will avenge Lady Fiona and Lady Stella!" And runs at you and attacks you with the scimitar. She gets an 11, bouncing off your pecs.
You are so kind of stupid.
The burly cultist is charmed. The hunched cultist is also charmed. Corvus.
Oh, finally.
I hate to say it, but I do think they get a save at the end of their turn.
Oh, do that?
I think so.
DC 14. 1 saves. The hunched cultist gets up.
Wait a minute.
Sorry, guys, sorry.
No, the only if they take damage, right? I don't think they get a save with hypnotic pattern.
Yeah, you're right. They can take an action to shake someone, or rather, someone else can take an action
Correct.
to shake the creature.
Correct.
But yeah, he thinks that he is fine, but
That's what's
realizes
so
he's
awesome
not.
about hypnotic pattern is they don't get a save every turn.
That is pretty crazy.
Hey, I did the right thing. I'm just saying.
Corvus.
All right. I'm going to run over here. And I want to try and take this guy out.
Sounds good. Yeah, he is weak to bludgeoning damage, so you punch his spine out.
Bye. And then I will.
Get a second attack. It's
Well,
just normal second attack without flurry of blows.
Oh, so I don't have to spend that? Okay. I'll try and punch this dude.
A 12 does not hit him. Your fist stops at the armor. You punch between a cracked rib.
Yeah.
Did you want to flurry of blows?
Yeah. Do you need me to put pop the bubble up?
Yeah, so we can tell what effects you want. So yeah, make me another unarmed attack. That one hits. Because he is weak to bludgeoning, you knock his skull off.
All right. Now, am I able to? Because I think I get 2.
Yes.
Am I able to reach this one? Are the stairs getting in the way or anything?
They would give him cover because there is a railing sort of in the way, but if you want, you can step one to the left.
Okay, I'll do that. Let's punch that dude.
That does not hit, unfortunately.
All right. Done.
Ivek.
All right. So I'm going to move there.
Perfect.
And I'm going to use my rapier against this this fella.
The one right above you?
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, for sure. The 11 does not hit. Your rapier goes straight through, but you get 2 rapier attacks and 1 dagger attack.
Okay, I'll go through that.
That
Much
one
better.
succeeds. Yeah, you take a big chunk out of his pelvis. I'm running out of bones.
Leg bone connects to the.
All right, try hit with the dagger.
Yeah.
Try that.
That one misses critically. You get it lodged into the stairs next to you for a second. It takes you a moment to pull it back out. Luckily, Duke Revan is on the other side of a wall and didn't notice. So that is everything you can do in your turn.
All right.
Unless you would like to move, but if you try to move, you will provoke attacks of opportunity from the skeletons.
Okay. I'm fine where I'm at.
All right. Stella starts looking healthier to you, Pavu. Zeros.
I'm gonna cast Hexblade's Curse on the one right next to Ivik.
Okay. Right above him?
Yes. And I will attack him as well.
Yeah, your glaive goes over top of Ivik and does that is 10 slashing damage?
Yes.
Yeah, you slice through his jawbone. He falls over in embarrassment.
Okay.
I forgot to put on my
And-
face.
Right.
Second attack against the one above Corvus, or
Yes, the one above Corvus.
that is an excellent shot. You no overhand strike in between the two of them and just slice them in half like an anime character.
And I'm just standing there like, oh, wow.
And I will figure out how much I have to heal because of the Hexblade's Curse, but that'll end my turn.
All right. The Great Cultist continues being stunned. The big boned skeleton takes out the short sword and rushes at Corvus. That, I believe, triggers your attack, Zeros.
Yes.
Get him.
Yeah, 5 slashing to this skeleton's face.
Nice.
Not enough to take him out fully, but enough that he is a little shaken up. He takes his short sword, stabs it into Corvus, getting a 12, going through your cloak and not your skin. The ribless skeleton takes his short bow and is going to fire at Fitter. Getting an 11. I believe you are dodgy enough.
That will be.
Yeah, you like duck down, and the raccoon in your backpack like gets a shave.
It feels appropriate then that he's dodgy.
Yeah.
Yeah. He makes.
Oh well, you talked about having that. That's awesome.
Okay.
I love it. I love it.
Fitter, it is your turn.
All right. Let's see. Seeing as how he.
You guys have better production values than I do.
I love it.
I will cast Ice Knife at him.
Oh, nice. At the ribless guy?
Let me click on that. Let's see.
You
Kaboom.
critically hit. So that does 12 damage to him on its own, and then he's got to make a dex save. And DC 14, he gets a 4.
Nice.
So I assume that there is a second part to Ice Knife.
Yeah.
I think piercing explodes, or
yeah, he takes an additional 2d6 damage. So
okay.
that's the well, actually no, it's not. But I guess I'll have to roll that separately.
He has 1 hit point, so don't worry about it for now. I'll put that on my note because I can set that up better. The explosion would have hit Duke, Reven, Zeros, and Ivik, but he's high enough that
Enough. Yep, exactly. I thought of that too. It's like it up.
yeah. So this snow kind of like showers the 3 of you. Anything else?
I will hop over to this bed.
Okay.
Boing, boing, boing.
The cracked skeleton is going to fire at Ivik. Short bow getting a 12. Ivik, on your sheet, what is your armor class? I believe it's like 16 or 17.
17, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So it bounces off your chainmail. Not even close to piercing you. Pavu, I would like you to make me a intimidation check to see how Majesto acts against your threats. So he kind of goes like, if you kill me, I just get to go back home.
Do you want to go home?
I mean, yeah, it's better than dealing with you.
Then answer me 3 questions, and I will release you.
Okay. What's your first question?
It takes more than 6 seconds to ask my 3 questions.
What is your quest? Uh-oh. I may have locked up. Guys, we may have locked up here for a moment, so bear with us for a second. That was weird. One sec.
Or
Okay.
Ben and I.
It crashed for me as well.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
Same here.
All right. Ben, go ahead and grab that window, and just hit refresh. Call
Sorry about that, guys. I don't know what happened.
Join. Call. We live again? We can get
Yeah, we're live. I don't know what happened
I
with
still
it.
can't hear
We're still up.
Reven. Oh,
Can you hear me now?
yes.
Okay.
Good.
So we had a small glitch regarding Grid Fam.
Is this what happens when you threaten imps and demons? You know, they,
Yeah, I thought you guys
they
were
hoodoo
taking
your shit.
you were taking like a really dramatic pause to respond to what I said, and I was like, wait a minute.
Sorry about that, Twitch chat. So where was I? Magisto says the first. Oh, I should make
I'm
sure
here.
that Katie
I'm still here.
knows.
I just texted her.
Yeah, she refreshed Roll20 for some reason.
Hmm.
So Magisto, you can't see him right now, Pavu, because your divine sense fell off.
I did
so
tell him to make himself visible to me. Did he not comply?
He did not comply. He responded by saying, okay, ask me the question. Well, it doesn't matter. The first answer is Sting! And you feel the wind rush towards you as
It's convenient because I was going to ask who your favorite music artist was.
You feel a scorpion tail go right into like the throat, sort of between your gorget and your helmet, getting a 19.
So I feel it hit the.
Oh, it hits the
gorget.
gorget. You have a 20. Yeah. You hear him go, uh-oh. Because he attacked, his invisibility falls off.
Yeah.
Uh-oh is the correct answer.
You win the prize.
Rusty is going to dash up to the big boned skeleton, make 2 mace attacks. They both miss. An 11 and a 9.
Rusty, I gave you that mace in good conscience.
Duke Reven.
Let's see. Yeah, so I guess since I need to maintain concentration rather than casting a spell, I will...
You can cast spells as long as they're not
concentration based. Well, hold on a minute. So is Crown of Madness concentration based is the question. I think it is. I'm pretty sure it is. Crown of Madness. Yep, concentration. I suspect anything I'm gonna do is gonna be concentration based. Yeah, I'll just attack. So, and Grid Fam crashes again. Oh gosh, come on, guys.
I don't see Reven on the.
Alright, try this again. I don't know why it keeps crashing.
Reven on Grid Fam.
That's the second time we've crashed. I don't know what's going on.
If we have a third crash, I will go back to the Roll20.
Okay.
The Roll20 audio.
Okay, I can always mute the face cam. So sorry about that, those of you who are watching the stream. We've not had that happen before.
We kind of hear ya.
So
yeah, this is a new one.
Yeah.
Just building the suspense.
All right, so
I was
looking something up and realized it got very quiet. So anyway, yeah. So I think most of what I can do in terms of casting is concentration based. So instead of doing that, I will move in, and for whatever reason, I can't seem to move my token. If you can move me, if you don't mind, to that wild cultist beside Pavu.
Yeah.
As he steps in, I'm going to shout not to go through the circle.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Yeah,
I'll do that. I'll go around. So.
All right. I don't know if you have.
I'll go here, and the imp is still up, right?
Okay.
I can.
Yes.
All right. I'll attack the imp with rapier, and it is in fact the magic rapier.
Oh, perfect. Yeah. Esmeralda's rapier doesn't pierce his scaly hide.
So,
actually, I'm sure it's more he's just dodgy because he's a flying cat.
So I will use my bonus action with the dual wield to attack again.
Meow.
Meow.
Much better.
That critically hits him. I think if you're dual wielding, you do have to attack with the second weapon. So you wouldn't be doing that magic damage.
Correct. Yeah, I should have hit the other rapier. You're right.
But it is enough to take him out. Unlike everyone else who just sort of falls dead, he poofs out of existence in a cloud of sulfurous smoke. Anything else, Reven?
No, that was my bonus action, so that's it.
All right. Scolio is going to fire his short bow at Rusty. Getting a 15. Rusty's armor class is 18 because Rusty is literally a suit of armor. Pavu. The cultist is brandishing his scimitar at you.
Yeah, that's really not advisable. I'm going to attack him.
One shot takes him out.
Okay. Let's see.
Just out of curiosity, what is Stella doing? Like, what posture does she have?
She is sort of lying down on the ground, unconscious, kind of like curled in the fetal position.
Okay.
In that case, I'm going to come down here and going around the circle. Coup de grace, the hunched cultist.
I don't think you coup de grace an incapacitated creature. I think they still have some method of defending themselves.
I don't know if you either get advantage or it's an auto crit or whatever. I can't remember.
Definitely advantage.
Yeah,
I'll roll
something like that.
Yeah, that regardless of advantage, takes him out entirely. Incapacitated creature. Actually, incapacitated creature can't take actions or reactions. Otherwise, there's no advantage or anything. They can defend, but not. In any case, 22 hits, 11 slashing takes him out. Anything else?
I will step onto his corpse.
My god!
Are you wearing cleats?
Fail your saving throws.
The burly cultist the burly cultist is just gone. Corvus.
All right, let's try and get rid of this little corn dog right here.
Isn't hypnotic pattern awesome?
Sorry to reset everything.
Super powerful.
Anything that doesn't allow save every turn is great.
Sorry, trying to find my.
Your button. Your button. You're trying to find your button.
Awkward.
The fist comes out and does not connect. But you have extra attack, so second attack.
Try again.
That one does. You kick his shins, and he is weak to bludgeoning, so you just collapse him into a xylophone. A big bone xylophone.
Oh.
Anything else you'd like to do on your turn?
Yeah, I'm gonna move up and
For
have
your
a chat
blows?
with this guy. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
And yeah, why not? We'll probably take a nap after this, anyways.
We got a whole house to loot.
Dirt nap.
That is a connection, and the second one takes him out.
Cool.
Yeah, he is spread out over the north half of this room.
And I just look at the other one and be like, "You're next."
Ivek.
To use my rapier on him.
Yes.
Get him.
Use rapier on man.
Oh.
A 9 misses.
Really?
Man.
Yeah, 9 goes through his breastplate.
All right. Well, the
Right, ribs.
second
Go
go.
through his ribs, yeah. That one's a lot better. 8 piercing takes off, you take one of the spine columns that like flies out, and then the rest of the spine.
Just gets a little bit shorter.
I spined him.
It's like Jenga. It's fine Jenga.
And then do you want to make a dagger?
Yeah. I'll finish him off.
Stabby stab.
And that finishes him off.
Nice.
Yeah, 15 just barely hits, but 6 piercing damage fully takes him out. As you survey the surrounding areas, you guys can easily take out the the burly cultist without any issue. So effectively, combat is over. Congratulations, you guys.
Excellent.
Yay.
Yeah, before anyone else, where's the doorway? Is it here or it's here? Huh?
Yes.
I'm gonna surreptitiously kill these other 2 cultists before the rest of the party comes in and sees them being killed.
Okay. Revan's in the room, and
That's
the
right.
other cultists,
Yeah.
like
I'm like,
Fitter and Zeros, are like 10 feet away. But
Yeah, but there's a door in the way, right?
No, you knocked it down.
you know,
Yeah.
I kicked it
it
in. I
Okay,
kicked
well,
it in.
either way, it's open.
yes. You never closed it again, I assume, because
Well, is it,
Revan
like,
walked in.
Is it open? Or is
It
it
would
like
be open.
halfway?
Yes.
All right. Well, I will
Open,
kill
open.
this guy because they won't be able to see that, and then I'm going to try and surreptitiously drag this guy out of the way. I'm going to pull him in and see if I can do that stealthily.
Yeah, make me a stealth check.
I am so stealthy.
So you failed to account for the fact that Zeros literally has a perfect line of sight to
Yeah.
both of those cultists. So Zeros sees you, but you're able to take them out
Then I
with
killed the second one.
with short order.
Oh my.
Stella is still unconscious on the ground, and her horns have fallen off and are sort of melting into the stonework.
Oh, dang it.
She is still 5 feet in the center of this upside down star.
Pavo,
Well, I guess
Bitter.
upside down depending on the.
do we have room?
Bitter,
place
can you
where you are.
stabilize this woman?
Is the plan?
Sure.
Is the plan to take her? I assume to Jeny Greenteeth. Is that what we agreed upon? Seems a reasonable course of action.
Yeah, I think
Jenny
so.
will take care of her. She's pretty nice.
I will
Who's
search the Lady Fiona Wachter.
Has Fitter, did you stabilize her?
Well, I'm waiting till she comes out of the circle. I don't want to sit in the circle.
No, the Fiona Wachter.
Oh, you want to cure Fiona?
Oh,
I
Stabilize
thought she was dead.
oh.
She was still making death saves. You would definitely have enough time to make.
Okay.
this
While
Yeah,
while he's
I'll,
doing that, I'll search her.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've got her
do,
my
healing work.
my. Oh, can we just stabilize her without using healing magic on her? I don't know if you have.
Medicine checks.
Healing kit.
Can-
Yeah, medicine
Okay.
check or healer kit.
I'll do a medicine check. Yeah.
Yeah, you just stick your thumb in the hole.
Where it's going
I'm gonna-
spurt.
I'm gonna do what Pavu does. I'm gonna grab her skull. And,
It
but I'm
worked
gonna
for
start
Pavo.
massaging it.
I like the technique, Goblin. I'm gonna rest my sword just on her forehead,
Okay.
and
Corvus
prepare.
and
Just
Isaac
stand there with prepared action of
attacking if she wakes.
trepanation if she does anything that displeases me.
Isaac and Corvus, do you guys want to enter the room?
Yes. Oh, the damn doorways always get me.
I assume you guys are staying out of the death circle.
I am. Sure.
So yeah, Lady Fiona Wachter is stabilized. Her wounds seem to not, like, she's in no danger of dying. She's just lying sort of slumped over in the chair,
Anything of value
still
on her?
unconscious. There's about 20 gold pieces and a handful of copper. Otherwise, nothing. Actually, she does have a weapon. Let me find what that weapon is. She's carrying a mace. Just standard kind of, a woman carries a mace.
Okay.
In her
Well,
purse,
a proper
obviously.
lady.
On a keychain.
I'll hand it to Rusty.
Happy he's got 2 maces.
As far as the handful of copper, how many copper?
1d20. There is 12 copper.
Okay. All right. Does anybody have any rope?
I think my character has some rope.
Or shackles or whatever?
Yeah.
We won't judge.
He is a
Isaac,
guard.
Oh, yeah, my sheet says I have rope.
Alright.
Yeah, you also have 2 sets of manacles.
Oh,
Bind her
cut
up.
right to the chase.
Yeah, do you want to use the rope or do you want to manacle her?
Manacles.
Yeah. So how would I?
That doesn't need a check or anything.
Okay.
All
All right.
Yeah, she's unconscious. You shackle her probably to the chair.
Okay.
Yeah, she's still unconscious. You don't think she's gonna wake up for a few hours.
We should probably do the same to Stella, to be perfectly honest. We don't know how she's going to react.
I feel it'd be unwise to walk into the circle.
What?
Does
So,
anyone know anything about it?
so question, the circle? What is...
Can I do a
is
check?
it like engraved, or
form?
is it like drawn? Like how is it set up?
It is engraved into the stone.
Hmm.
There's nothing that's like ostentatious or glowing or obviously magical about it.
Does
May use one of the dogs as a test.
Does anyone know if I
just
guess I'm gonna make
look
a...
over at Ivik and say, "You were no one yesterday. Tomorrow you can be dead."
Goosey
So,
did
My
seem less
dogs
attacked.
again.
So question, with that roll, do I know what is safe to do with disrupting this circle?
Yes, an 18 would be enough to know that whatever this circle is, it's not dangerous on its own. It's only if the ritual being done is actively being cast.
Okay,
Then
I will impart
you are
that.
pretty comfortable.
All right, let's put manacles on her. We're safe.
Yeah. Do you step in first, Reven?
Yeah, sure.
All right. Now make me a no. Yeah. You step into the circle and nothing happens. You can take the manacles and
Yep.
shackle her up.
Yep.
She is also stable. She has no wounds on her, but she is definitely unconscious. As you move her around, it almost feels like she's drugged.
All right, sleight of hand. I'm gonna search her for valuables as well.
I'm gonna gag the lady, Fiona.
Yeah, for sure.
So that nobody sees, but I'm gonna search her.
Yeah. No one actually who has. Yeah, you just barely get by Corvus's passive perception. Yeah, her clothes are well tailored, but other than that, she's got nothing on her body.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I'll drag her back to like one of the walls or whatever, or sit her in one of the chairs, I guess.
Okay.
Do we want to question the Lady Fiona? Is that the? I suppose that seems wise, right? Or we could cart her off to a brig right now. I mean, we can question her then or at our leisure.
She's a spellcaster. She cannot be left in the hands of the standard guards.
That's fair.
Let us question her now. Be done with her.
All right. Well, how do?
Yeah, does someone...
I'll try to wake her up.
I'd say another medicine check could do so without...
Well, that doesn't need to be me.
All right, I'll try it.
Yeah, Fitter, you know the exact combination of slaps to the
Got
face
some
that
little
will...
herbs and stick them up her nose.
Yeah, you give her back like 1 hit point. And she kind of is... She's just like, oh, I feel like I've been slashed by a raging bull.
That's probably because you have.
But what she really says is,
Oh yeah, she is gagged.
So here's the deal, Lady Wachter. We're going to remove your gag. If we sense that you're trying to do any sort of spell casting, you'll be killed instantly, and you won't know what happens to your daughter, and that would be unfortunate. We want to have a cordial conversation, so cooperate, and all will be well. And I give her a little bit wink.
I'd like you to make me either a persuasion or intimidation check. I'd say both work, really.
Yeah, I'll take persuasion since that's the better of my two.
the fucking 10.
15. You guys can tell with like your insight checks can tell that she believes you and she isn't going to. She agrees. She's not going to cast a spell.
Okay, and I'll lower her
Anyone who's
gag.
squeamish should leave the room.
Who should leave the room? Sorry.
Anyone who is squeamish should leave the room now. Is there rafters in this room?
No.
Anything I could secure block and tackle to?
You could drag it. Yeah, I'd say you could. You know, there's something.
I'm gonna start rigging block and tackle.
There's something off camera that you can do. Yeah, you get a block and tackle up. The ceiling is only about 10 feet, so you're like scraping your head.
And then this becomes a Hellraiser. Suddenly what this episode turns into.
I'm going to do it very slowly and methodically without saying
out.
anything.
I'll surreptitiously kind of point to Stella for Fitter, kind of gesture towards the door.
Okay. All right. I can take her with me.
Yeah, so Lady Fiona sort of goes, what is it that you want?
We want to know, first of all, we want to know about what you had planned here. That's first and foremost.
By making her a tiefling, I would cure her of her illness.
A tiefling?
Oh.
You stopped that. She looks at the corpses all around the room. You killed my followers. Why have you done this? Why have you forced her to be trapped in this body?
There are other methodologies of curing her.
I have asked you to help me find them and you did not.
You don't have patience.
This girl has been insane for 3 years.
And you couldn't wait a few days more while we took charge of things.
She is my daughter. I would do anything for her.
I understand that, but you've been a bit reckless.
Do you have children, Duke Reven?
That's of no concern to you.
Then you don't know what a woman would do for her son. Daughter.
There's only one gender bender in this room.
Rusty blushes.
What was the deal with? What was the deal with the guy up in the attic, or with the 2 shillings on his eyes?
What, you invaded my house as well? That is my husband, Jeny Wachter. One day he will rise again. Unless you've done something to disturb that as well.
That entirely depends on you. Tell us what your dealings have been with Strahd.
Strahd. Have not spoken to him in many a year. When I was a young girl, I had dinner with him. He was cordial. He was a gentleman. He was much better than Valakovich was. He deserved to be the ruler here.
But you've been dealing with Vasily.
Yes, Vasily von Holtz agrees with me about Strahd.
That's because he's a vassal of Strahd.
I would not be surprised.
What do you know about Vasily?
Only that his family has been here for centuries. He often leaves the town and travels to the other burgs in this place. He's mysterious, but I don't think he is dangerous. Not as dangerous as you, anyway.
Dangerous has its uses, as I'm sure you'll agree.
I rattle the ropes really loudly at that time.
So you're going to threaten an old woman with death. You've never been old, have you, Reven?
No, I haven't, although I suspect that's probably in my cards at some point in time.
I would be surprised if you made it to my age.
Oh, you think?
Men like you don't last long in Borovia.
You think? Why do you think that?
Count Strahd has his ways. Now, are you going to kill me, or do I have to cause a ruckus?
Cause a ruckus? Why would you want to do that?
I tire of this conversation. And you're noticing with sort of like your insight is that she doesn't seem to be afraid of death.
I am going to cast Read Thoughts. Detect Thoughts, sorry. With the wall of text.
As you begin your incantation, it's an action, so it takes you like 3 seconds. She shouts out some magic words herself. I believe everyone else has been sort of readied for this, except for Pavu, who is standing
I was trying
there.
to be intimidating.
Corvus and Zeros and Ivik, is there anything you guys would like to do when she starts spouting like Majoris Consuela?
Is
I'm really
Stella
bad at
still in
it.
the room?
No, it's fine.
Fitter, did you take Stella out with you?
I did.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah,
I
Stella's
couldn't move her. So, yeah.
No, nothing for me.
okay. Corvus, do you let her finish her spell? Are you in the? Oh yeah.
Accidentally muted. I'm just gonna tackle her and slap my hand over her mouth.
Yeah. She doesn't finish her sentence. Reven, your thoughts. You can read that she attempted to cast Dimension Door. She is thinking about how if she dies, she will be welcomed in hell.
I think you underestimate or overestimate your value in Helm, lady.
We could always just cut out her tongue.
I'm for that.
Freaking match made in hell.
I like this characterization of Ivek. I'm gonna have to continue it.
Just out of curiosity, because I want to satisfy my own assessment of your personality, Lady Wachter. What would you do if we let you go? And I'm going to very specifically listen in her thoughts for that.
Hmm?
Well, I'm reading her thoughts, so...
Her thoughts move to... she would escape to Castle Ravenloft.
Mm.
And what of your
you-
daughter? Should we flay her alive?
At that, Revan, you can tell that her thoughts are terrified. She would do her best to try and get her daughter back, but is willing to not. She's willing to sacrifice herself for Stella.
What would you be willing to do to guarantee the safety of your daughter?
The thoughts you detect are not safe for this channel.
Would you... Let me ask you more specifically. How loyal would you be if we guaranteed the safety of your daughter?
From her eyes, you can tell that she's trying to like bend her thoughts, but you definitely can tell not very loyal. She would backstab you at the first possible moment.
We can't trust her.
I walk out of the room.
Did you see me put down my mic and that's why you said that?
Yeah.
As an action, she gets to make an intelligence check contested by your intelligence check.
Okay.
She's gonna try and break the link.
Yep. She probably will.
She gets a 15.
Yep. She beats
Her command of magic breaks the spell.
Yeah.
Corvus, you still have your hand on her mouth?
No, I'm just gonna let go.
Okay. The moment
I'm
you
gonna
let
take
go.
over. Nope. I'm gonna take
Okay.
over. I cut out her tongue.
Okay. I mean, I assume you like grab her head and rip her head back and.
I just reach right into her mouth and get a hold of her tongue.
I'm walking.
Okay.
I'm walking out. I'm. Ugh.
She
Tighter.
screams until she can no longer scream.
As soon as I cut the tongue out, I'm gonna lay hands on her for 1 point of damage so she doesn't die.
Yeah, she's alive.
Can't say a spell. Nice.
You
yeah.
belong to me now.
Oh.
Let me just tell you, if you ever try anything again, I will not take it out on you. I will take it out on your spawn.
Tears well up in this old woman's eyes as she inhales the blood that is filling her mouth.
I healed her.
Yeah. Oh, you did. You
I
would
laid a
have.
hand on her.
Yeah, you would have like patched up the blood in her mouth. She just cries. This is what you've done to. Yeah, she just cries.
Take her to the stocks. Hand her off to your guards.
So apparently I go put the wherever the cuffs are, take her out.
Yeah, and you bring her to the nearest stocks.
Shall we?
Is that what you do?
Yep.
Shall we take the daughter to? First, let's secure the valuables. Move them to the manor house. We can go through them later. Let's take the daughter to Jeny Greenteeth.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good idea.
So it was only Ivik and Riven who were and Rusty that were in the room for that last bit, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, I started walking out, but I stopped in the doorway. I didn't get the chance to say that because you were sticking your knife in her mouth and
Oh, that's
being
a minute.
gross.
So you only stayed to watch if you wanted to.
I just
Takes a minute,
listened.
takes me
I
some time.
listened.
But
Okay.
Corvus knows what happened.
Okay.
You guys are terrifying.
We're pretty scary.
It's mostly Pavu, but
I would put
Reven is an enabler, so I didn't exactly tell him no.
I've run Curse of Strahd a few times, and I've never had anyone cause a coup in the town. I've never had anyone cut out someone's tongue. So this is new experiences for me.
It's a really easy way
wow.
to handle magic users. No somatic spells for you, or
verbal.
verbal spells for you.
Yeah.
You cut off the hands, you know.
Hmm.
What about sign language? That's a real language.
Only if you start out
That'd be
casting
worse.
them that way.
I was gonna say like a mute spellcaster. That would be a fun one to play. Next
But
character.
that would be fun.
So, do you guys mind if we take a quick 5?
No, none at all.
5 it up.
All right. Sorry to the chat for anyone who is terrified of just.
We're not terrible people. We don't do this in our spare time, so
No.
I don't think, right, Peter?
Right
I'm
now.
a very nice dude.
All right, guys, we will be right back.
All right, I'm gonna be right back as well.
Excellent. All right. As Peter like upends the bag as we go live.
Yeah. You're just being shameless.
I was finishing the bag of chips. Don't judge me.
Welcome.
You've all done it.
I do that all the time. I feel bad when there's bags of chips that have crumbs in the
I don't
corner.
do that sort of thing at all.
So you guys have just taken out Lady Wachter. You cut off her tongue, and I forget exactly what happened. Did you?
Ivic's taking her to the stocks.
Right, Ivic's taking her to the stocks. So while Ivic is marching down to the town square where the stocks are being held, you guys can gather the valuables that you would start outside Lady Wachter's house and start like moving van your way back to the mansion,
Pushing them all into
to
the
your
bag.
mansion.
Yep.
As you get down the streets, you're noticing a few strange looks because you're carrying a couch and stuff. And
What is
I assume
moving
one
day?
of you is carrying Stella as well. She's unconscious at the moment. I think Pavu would be the best person to do that because he's
I ain't
biggest.
gonna own that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of dragging her by the literal scruff of her neck.
Oh, that kills people. I don't think people can be dragged like that.
Are you talking about Stella, the daughter, or
She's
the mom?
unconscious.
Yeah, Stella the daughter.
Oh, the daughter?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Stella's
Sorry, I
unconscious.
was thinking we were still talking about the other one.
No.
The one we just
That's
said
what I
was
thought.
gone. Yeah, my bad.
So yeah, Pavu, do you carry Stella? Daughter Stella?
Oh, don't worry, I'll take her.
Excellent. I'm
I'll,
going to strap the wine onto
I'll
Donkey Shane.
I'll fireman's carry her.
Okay. Although I forgot you had the horse, so you could have just put her on the horse. About like 3 minutes into your walk down, she starts to wake up. She kind of twitches a little, and she's like, jiggles against her manacles, and she's kind of like, Mom, Mother.
It's all right. Be well.
Why is Kitty tied up?
We need to make certain that Kitty is safe.
Kitty was safe.
I know, but things got very dangerous, and we need to make certain that Kitty is safer than Kitty was.
But-
Things got pretty dark.
But
Hey, everyone's got a thing.
this is the street. Kitty is an inside kitty.
Kitty will be certain to take Kitty back to the inside.
Kitty hasn't had her shots. Kitty can't go outside.
Kitty will be just fine. Don't worry, we'll take you to someplace safe. Be calm.
Yeah, in her state, she is unable to make a wisdom save. And she specifically is calm. She is only calm for a couple seconds.
It's fine. I'm gonna I'll prime her. I'll sing comfortingly, whatever I've got to do to seem like I'm calming her.
Can I
Okay.
use animal handling on her?
Yeah, if
Here's some
I would-
catnip.
I
You
would
just
say
gotta say
calming
it
her
straight
down.
out, though.
Yeah, Fitter, you use your natural instincts, and she seems to calm
Thinks
down a
she's
lot.
cat. I'll treat her like a cat.
She's very on the edge. You imagine that like any loud noise is going to startle her, but for the moment she is calm, being carried by Revan.
I'll give her some yarn.
She's got wild eyes.
she's
got
very
wild
happy.
eyes.
She's happy like the dogs are happy for meat.
go.
She is also, as soon as she sees the dog, she starts freaking out again, but you're able to calm her down.
Okay.
Yeah, she sort of says like, where's Kitty going?
We're taking Kitty to someplace very safe. You'll be well cared for.
Oh, okay.
And
Can Kitty have Meow Mix?
Kitty can have anything Kitty wants.
Okay, Kitty. Even the ones that have like the stuff in the center.
Of course.
Oh, bitchin'. So over the next 20 minutes, you're able to get all of the materials that you took from the house into your new mansion. Ivek would be able to lock Lady Wachter up in the stocks. People around are sort of stunned to see Lady Wachter there. And one of the guards comes up to you, Ivek, and is like, Is this what Duke Revan wanted?
Apparently.
Ivik, if you would put a sign around her neck that says she's a conspirator with Strahd.
You're not there.
Well, we were. At the
you could retroactively. You could have retroactively said that.
He does have his little message.
Luckily, Ivik, as a someone who is high ranking in the guard, you have learned to write. And so you're able to make this. You're able to make this sign, and then
crudely. It's a crudely made sign.
Crudely made, yeah. Strahd is spelt with an O.
It's just Strahd Lover.
Yeah, Strahd Lover 69 at hotmail.com. You're able to rejoin up with the group, given enough time. During that time, is there anything you guys talk about, or?
Yeah, I'm gonna just slowly make pace with Pavio and stay quiet for a couple of seconds, and then, without looking at him, just what was up back there
Back where?
in that little cult room, and I don't know. It looked like you cut her tongue out.
No, it didn't. I did cut her tongue out.
I might have a couple of tips for you as far as maybe helping some of that anger you seem to have inside.
You can help me cut people's tongues out better. That would be very useful. Was my technique sloppy?
And I'm just gonna slowly start walking backwards without responding.
So the technique was good then.
I'm glad that Irina's not here.
Yeah.
So you're able to store everything in your house, lock it up. Stella is walking on her own now, still manacled, but she doesn't seem to really care, and just sort of follows around Revan because you're the one who was nice to her.
Yeah, I'll play her a jaunty tune and sing to her whatever to keep her happy as we go to Jeny Greenteeth's place.
Yeah, for sure. You continue down the road past the church. I assume that Ivek will come with you guys while Elphaba is still working in town.
Sure.
So I'm with them right now?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, you get to the gate guards, and they're like, Commander Ivek. And sort of give you a salute and stand at attention.
I give them a lazy salute back.
Yeah, the sort of salute you would recognize. That is what they would do for Isaac, your previous guy, who was horrible to everybody.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
You're gonna let them keep doing it? I mean, that's perfect.
Yeah, I don't. As long as they're at their post, I don't care.
Yeah, exiting the town. You guys.
Sorry, as we
yeah.
leave, I'm going to pull one of the guards aside and tell him to find the coffin maker and take him to the manor house and keep him under guard there.
Yes, sir. I'll do that, sir. Sorry about my speech impediment, sir.
Just get it done, boy. And I'll catch up with the rest of the group.
I mean, he looked like he was 8 to me.
I'm 47. He runs off and does what you say. He's gonna go look for the coffin maker. Heading back into the roads, the misty. As soon as you leave the gate, you've been in Vallaki for a few days, so it's startling you again, or not startling, but striking again, entering these woods that are unnaturally close together and in this weird state of living and dying at the same time. The fog is quite thick, and you can only see about 100 feet in any direction around you. And every few steps, you think you hear wolves in the woods, and you look, and it's just sticks or Dodge the raccoon going about his business. You cross the Luna River Bridge, get to the crossroads where Jeny Greenteeth's house is, and start heading up the path. The road slowly turns into a footpath, pocked with mud puddles. Stella is sort of like very scared now. She's just kind of whimpering and like, meow, meow.
It'll be well. Don't worry.
Very interesting.
Oh, Mother said Kitty should never say that. That all will be well.
Oh, I didn't
I mean,
say.
I just said it.
I didn't say all will be well. I just said it'll be well.
Oh. Okay, good.
Should have just told her straight up, man.
At one point, Corvus, you actually do spot a wolf. Just a single wolf, a very small one, maybe a runt, that is sort of following along for just a few paces along a parallel game trail. But it only watches for a few seconds before it darts back off.
So it did notice us, though.
It did, yes.
Hmm.
It was watching you. You arrive back at Yenny's house. The tokens here are probably all messed up. People who aren't here are here. But imagine that the tokens are working. You get to this ruined illusory bridge. Ivek, you've never seen this before, but the rest of them have seen that even though this bridge looks decrepit, it is actually completely safe to cross. I assume you guys do so, and
right across.
Yeah, you guys are outside Jeny Greenteeth's hut, and you see, or you can hear sounds of like something chopping that you hope is vegetables.
Absolutely not children this time.
And there's a bunch of smoke coming from the chimney here. What would you guys like to?
I will knock on the door.
Yeah, a few seconds pass, and the door opens just a crack, and she goes, "Oh, it's you again.
Hi.
Get kissed by your other demons."
Hi. Something like
You
that.
did. Oh, well, I'm jealous. That's supposed to be my job.
We have a point of discussion, and perhaps you can help us a bit. If you would be so kind as to have us in, perhaps we could discuss.
Yes, please come in. I'm making some stew. Yeah, stew works.
It's absolutely no children in it.
Yeah, you see that she has a kitchen counter, and it does have like a spread of vegetables there. Strange gourds and strange like, is this a potato? It looks like purple. That's weird.
How's Stella doing once we kind of cross the threshold or even get closer?
Stella is still kind of nervous. She's just looking around, and she seems actually not afraid of Jeny Greenteeth, more kind of fond, and yeah.
Okay.
So, Jeny, this is Stella. She appears to be afflicted. And she needs a place to stay. We thought that, one, you could potentially use the help if you're willing to take on a ward, and two, perhaps you could, in fact, treat her for her affliction. She might be more useful to you that way.
Jeny just kind of steps over and peers into Stella's eyes, and Stella flinches back. This girl is insane. What do you think I am? Some kind of orphanage for the insane?
I didn't.
No, no, no.
So
I
it's,
will not take care of this girl. I have my own daughters to take care of. One of them went to art college. Art college. I have to. I'm sorry. I keep ruining the verisimilitude of this game.
I love it though.
No, I will. If you want, I can cure her. It will cost you, but I will do it. But no, I am no mother figure to watch over. She looks like she's 18. She could be someone's bride.
you couldn't use younger help.
Well, I don't really have anything that I need help with. She doesn't look like she can hold a knife, let alone make a stew.
She could be trained, though.
Kitty can be trained? Look at her. She calls herself Kitty. Kitties don't hold knives. And the claws are much too small. No, no, no. This would not work. If I cure her... Sorry.
I'm
What do
going
you
to
say?
lean in from behind her and say, "You and I have unfinished business, hag."
Oh, do we now, Paladin? Yes, I sensed that that divine magic stanking its way around you.
Yes. It seems I was not in my right mind when I last saw you.
No, you're not in your right mind now either.
We'll see.
Do you wish to kill me or do you wish to save Stella? You can only have one.
I don't care
If
for this
one,
girl.
not even.
Where
Sorry.
are my hairs?
I drank them.
I'm gonna grab her. I attempt to grab her by the throat.
You realize she is incorporeal. And she kind of like is made of smoke. And you like put your hands through her, and she's just kind of like, "Oh, you've ruined my dress. It'll take me hours to reform the illusion. By the way, I'm no longer here. If you've come, please leave a message after the beep." Oh, I should beep, shouldn't I? Beep. Now.
I would like to use divine sense.
Yes. Your divine sense does not detect fiend. There's definitely fiendish energies in the room, and Jeny, or at least the Jeny in front of you, has this sort of magical aura around her, but whatever is in front of you is not a fiend.
Did I believe I used divine sense last time we were here,
Yes,
and she was a fiend last time.
that is correct.
I will look out this window and step into this room and try and catch any spaces in those two areas before the effect elapses.
Jeny kind of like shakes her head and she's like, "It won't work. I'm at least 200 feet away. Geography's never my strong suit. I'm picking some berries because apparently hares don't make a good tea."
I will use the spyglass and go from window to window and try and locate her.
Yeah. I'll give you advantage on a perception. You spot some footsteps, actually, that look fairly fresh, out sort of the back way from where you guys entered this hut.
Did the rest of the party see my hand go right through her?
Yes.
I will say she's out the back, and I'm going to jump through the window.
There is glass.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god!
All right. You
Blade
jump out.
armor. Glass.
You jump out the window. Yeah, the glass doesn't affect you at all, but there is a 30-foot drop.
What?
I'll turn to the rest and say, "Is he always like this?"
Often.
That's 30 foot.
Yes.
Not from the window. Further.
No, not from the window,
Okay.
but like you can see there's a 30-foot slant.
Where the
It-
footsteps go.
The footsteps are actually like up here. Oh, they're on the ground. It looks like she probably walked around.
I'm not going to do that. I'm going to try and slide down the hill.
Are you gonna
You're
go?
kinda
"Whee!"
Uh,
You know?
30
make
foot drop.
make me an acrobatics check if you would.
Yes, I would. Athletics would be better, but I'll do acrobatics. Couldn't be that bad.
60 is good. I mean, there's a good like it's steep. It's like 10 feet for 30-foot drop. But you're able to control your fall and
Everybody holds up
Safely.
numbers.
yeah,
9.3.
you get to the floor safely, if not like impressively. You don't
Good
look
enough.
particularly.
I immediately go charging off down the direction of the footprints.
Yeah, the rest of you see Yeny just kind of go like gullible.
I
I'm just kind of sure.
So do we have time to talk or?
Oh yes.
All
yes,
right.
yes.
So I would like to bargain certainly, but I think it is her cost to bear.
That's is correct. She needs a greater restoration spell. The materials I use would cost about 450 gold. I would need from her. I'm gonna roll a d20. 17. I would need her to eat 11 of my cantaloupe and venison no-bake cookies.
Okay.
Jesus.
I love how specific
Cantaloupe and
that
venison.
is.
And be sure to clean up all of the crumbs. Stella's just kind of like, I've never had venison.
Oh, it's delicious.
Kitties eat it all the time.
Oh, but kitties aren't allowed to elope, which is good because it's cantaloupe.
Oh,
Well,
jeez.
that you should have no problem then.
Pavu, I'd like you to make me a survival check to navigate, to track the footprints.
Boom.
You get you follow these footprints and you start spotting more footprints, which is to say you spot the same set that is sort of continuing into the woods, and then you get about 30 to 40 feet away from the hut and you can sort of stop seeing the hut and you see a old woman's dress hanging from a branch nearby, sort of delicately rested over. And you hear the sound of splashing water and someone going, la la la, la 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 la.
It's a
Is it-
smurf.
Is it Jeny Greenteeth's voice?
It is. And her smock.
You dirty man.
I will take the smock. What kind of terrain am I in here?
Very wood, mostly underbrush,
Bushy.
bushy.
You're bad. You're bad.
I couldn't help it. I'm sorry.
Oh, all
So yeah,
right.
you take the dress.
take
This
the
dress
dress.
is corporeal.
Is it the same dress she was wearing in the image?
Yes.
I'm going to tear it in half, throw it on the ground, and then go towards the sound.
Damn. That would break the illusion there too. As you tear it apart, it sort of dissipates in your hand. The rest of you, she chuckles and goes, "The big one just found my second illusion."
So
Oh my
do we have a deal?
If you can provide the gold, she can provide the rest.
Fair enough. We got the gold from the manor house, certainly.
Excellent.
What was the amount?
450. Though she will accept trades like the goblets and the candelabras you stole.
$700.
No. Pavu has those.
Yeah.
Okay, Pavu has those.
The rest of the party does not know Pavu has those.
That's true. Yeah.
Books and wine. We've got books and wine.
So yeah, you give her equivalent of 450 gold.
Yeah. What do we? Let's see. Trying to think. We got a couple of silver short swords. I can give her that.
I've got 2 coppers from that guy's eyeballs.
Oh wait! I've got hold on a minute. I've got some other stuff too. I've got 3.
Hey, hold on. Just got a notification. We got a notification for our a donation for our Extra Life campaign.
Yay! Thank you.
Nice.
Who donated?
Let me see. It is Fane Hernandez.
Thank you.
Thank you, Fane Hernandez.
You rock.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
It was a little while ago, so I apologize for the late notification.
Yeah, we should have some kind of pop-up stream thing.
Yeah, we should.
We'll do that in the future.
One thing at a time.
So I've got 3 moss agates, which are only worth 30 gold. I've got an ivory hairbrush, which we don't need, which is worth 25.
Oh, kidding.
That's 55 gold there.
I know that you guys have enough there, so we can figure out between the sessions what exactly you give her.
Yep.
So you give her nebulous treasure.
Yep.
She kind of goes like, all right. It's especially hard to do this through an illusion. I guess I'll come home. Will you distract the big guy if he gets back here?
Yes, certainly. And I'm
So
actually fascinated. I'm gonna be studying as much as I can because, of course, illusion is my specialty. I'm gonna be trying to discern what kind of illusion she's doing.
Yeah, make me an Arcana check.
Not my strong suit, but let me see what I can figure out here. Oh, well.
20. Yeah, so what you think is she is using some exceptionally high level spell, at least a 7th level illusion. Mirage Arcane. And this is an alternate version of that spell. Essentially, what you get the sense of is that for about a mile in every direction, she just controls everything. Whatever it looks like.
Fascinating. Who taught you this?
Oh, it's been family secrets.
I learned some of this with the Feywild.
Ah, yes, the Fae. They're quite good at this kind of illusion magic. I prefer more fiendish myself. But don't let the lunk get word of that.
Always interesting
No.
to see a fellow practitioner at work.
Give me just a moment. I'll be here in just a moment. She disappears. Sort of, the smoke dissipates and settles into mist. And then with like a pop, she appears sort of next to you guys. Immediately, like, you hear her feet hit the ground, and you can tell that she is actually corporeal this time. Whereas before you didn't realize you didn't notice her footsteps.
So I have like 100-foot rope that I'm thinking of just tossing down that window for Pavo to come back. So he doesn't have to go all the way around.
If he comes back.
Yeah,
Pavo,
well, I can shout. Pavo, come home.
So Pavu,
It was all fake.
You followed the footprints out, and when you turn around, you notice that the footprints are gone. I'd like you to make me another survival check to see if you can navigate your way back home. Okay, a 13 is enough. You think you're lost once or twice, and you're like, oh, that rock definitely wasn't there. And in fact, it wasn't. But you do get back to the edge of this forest, and you see the 30-foot rise. Ivik, do you want to sort of surreptitious isn't the right word.
Surreptitiously.
Yeah, surreptitiously go up to the window and like toss a rope out secretly?
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay. Yeah. Jeny is in the other room sort of looking at Stella now, so you don't have to make any checks, I'd say, for that. And
Would
she's
she
like,
get upset if she found out that I was throwing a rope out?
probably, considering you're trying to help Pavu come back up. Pavu, you see Ivik at the window tossing a rope down to you.
I climb the rope.
Yeah, I'm not even going to make a roll for that. You make it back up. While that's happening, it's 30-foot climb, so it would take you at least 10 seconds. Jeny Greenteeth sort of cracks her knuckles, puts her hand on Stella's face, and goes, "Kitty, be gone! Scat!" Starts like taking a finger and starts spraying water with prestidigitation. Like, Stella just like and collapses into the couch beside her. And when she awakes, she goes, "Where am I? What? Who are you?"
I am Duke Reven. You're safe now.
"Where am I? This isn't my mansion."
No, it isn't. You weren't safe there. You were afflicted. How do you feel?
I feel fine. My wits are restored.
Good.
It was my mother. She was horrible. She sent me to Victor. He made me go insane. I kept telling her that it would be... he's terrible, that he's a monster, but she wouldn't believe me.
We believe
She made
you.
me... thank you.
Victor is no longer a worry you should have to concern yourself with.
Oh, thank the Morning Lord. You should know, my mother, she runs a cult.
We know. And I'm
Okay.
sorry. I'm sorry for all you've suffered.
She doesn't run the cult anymore.
We should get you to the church and make certain that that you're well. That you're truly well.
Who saved me?
We did. We brought you here so that you could be restored to your former self.
You're Jeny Greenteeth. I saw you as a child. You helped my mother. Well, you helped my mother give birth to my brothers. And Jeny Greenteeth's just like, yeah, it sounds like something I'd do. And Stella's like, there is no one in Vallaki I can count on. That town is terrible. Can I stay here with you? And Yenny's just like, fine. Do you know how to make stew? And Stella's like, I think so. You use raw birds, right? Oh, no. Whiskas. No. It'll come back to me. So Pavu and Ivik, you guys help Pavu get back up to the edge. Do you want to climb back in the window?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you get into the window, and you hear Stella ask Jeny, "Can I stay with you?" And Jeny goes, "Fine." What do the two of you do?
Passive perception. Can I see when they are coming?
Yeah, Pavu, would you like to make me a stealth check?
Yes, I would.
All right. So Corvus's passive perception is 18. So you have to stealth over 18. You did not stealth over 18. You hear big, meaty boot steps. You actually have disadvantage because you're in full plate. Boot stops. Yeah, Corvus, you definitely hear Pavu climb in the window.
Let's go, "Hey, Pavu."
Jeny turns around and is like, "Oh, please excuse me." I'm losing the accent. She's like, "Oh, please excuse me. And she goes invisible.
I'm not done with you, hag.
Do you guys go back into the main room?
Is the front door open or closed?
The front door is open.
Rusty, close the door.
Rusty looks at Reven.
Pavu, I don't think like can we deal with this later?
I'm gonna
The
step
voice
into
of
her
Jeny-
face and try and reach for her.
Yeah, you bump into her and she's like, "Excuse me."
I'm gonna reach for a neck.
Make me I would say a dexterity check.
Dex.
It would be like an attack, so you'd have proficiency in it.
Let's just do that.
So
Let
adding
them know.
proficiency plus 4, 21. You wouldn't catch her neck, but you would catch sort of like the shoulder.
What? I'm gonna shake her and say, "Where are my hairs?"
You shake her back into visible space, and she's like, "I told you, I drank them. They made a tea. It cured me of, I don't know, rot worm or something like that." Yeah, that sounds plausible.
Do I believe her?
Your insight is actually it's pretty good. Yeah, you don't see any reason to doubt her.
Yes, I do.
Well, based on your insight check, you don't think that you need to doubt her. She's just like, "I told you, I drank them. It's a magic ingredient for a tea."
Why? And I shake her again.
"'Cause these bones are old. I need new ones. Stop shaking me." Why? Because it was a cure. Like I said, it was I guess not a tea as much as a potion.
For what?
For my rickets. For lady issues. You can't lay on hands those, can you now?
Get them hands off.
Unless you'd like to try. You forced this issue, Peter. You guys are making me do all these things. I get to do it too.
Pabu just wants a reason to kill somebody, so it's even over his hair.
I think we should just head back to town.
I concur.
Ah!
Stella puts her hands on you and Pavu and is like, "Please, sir, she's my new mother. Let her go."
What happened to her? That was not the right voice. What happened to her?
She was cured. Jeny dispelled whatever malefic influence was over her mind. Apparently something to do with her mother sending her to Victor.
Hag, I'll have your word that you have no power over me from your hairs.
I have no power over you.
Your
I have
word.
no power over any of you.
Your word.
I give you my word. Hell, I give you more words.
I'm gonna try and see if I know anything about fiends and their ability to tell an outright untruth.
I'd say religion or arcana would be a good knowledge.
Well, those are both really good for me.
Yeah, wow. Okay. So you know that fiends are, they are very prone to lying. But you also know that they typically don't act like Jeny. Like, you've never heard of a fiend that acts as a midwife or does anything for others without requiring recompense. Even more so than what she's already done.
And you do remember Fitter telling you that she's nice, and he mentioned that several times.
Yes, you remember that Fitter says he's nice. She's nice. So yeah, it's confliction, because the religion check does tell you that you shouldn't trust her, but everything else is like, yeah, she seems trustworthy. You don't think she would have like the ability to just fully lie to you guys without you having a chance at recognizing it.
I'll release her shoulder.
Thank you. Now, if you don't mind, I have some cookies to bake.
Ugh. Can
A shudder just runs through Pavu.
She walks over to her table and like takes all of the vegetables that were on it and just like, huh! And like shoves them all onto the floor.
Are there any plants or anything inside our house?
No, the house itself seems like it's almost a hut. Like
Very sparse.
yeah, she doesn't own much.
Yeah.
Though I mean, you do know that she is very powerful magician, and you can actually watch her like conjure up cantaloupes.
Strong power.
She turns around like, "You guys better leave before I conjure the venison."
Leave. The door's locked.
All right, we can head back to town.
Oh, the door is locked. I'm sorry.
Let me out.
Okay.
Head back to town.
I'm gonna pry a piece of the structure off as we leave.
Make me a strength check.
Ugh.
It's deceptively strong. Just like the bridge, you think that this house is probably much better made than it looks. You're unable to get off a good piece.
All right, then I'm gonna reach in and pick up a pebble or something off the ground.
Okay, yeah, for sure. Make a strength check. No.
This is so heavy.
So you guys head back. It's probably about 3:00 now. So you have a couple hours of sunlight. Ivek, you would know that you do not want to be caught in the dark outside of Vallaki. And it will take you about an hour to get back to town. So you guys head back to the crossroads. You don't see any sign of that wolf. You get to about here when you notice something on the path ahead of you. Oh, I should, click ping.
Have we noticed any wagon tracks as we've been walking?
No, but as you look forward, in the distance, you spot a wagon. This wagon has a number of Vistani in front of it.
Oh boy.
And
This'll be
one,
interesting.
in fact, one that you recognize. All of you, except for Ivek, when you escaped from the prison, the Drow prison, and made your way to the surface, a man named Aragol told you guys to go down the Svalich Woods. There you would find the Harper's stronghold. And standing in front of you is a man who looks strikingly like Aragol. Ivek, you recognize this man as a Vistani assassin.
Bad news.
Irina's not here.
Irina is not here. Oh, you're right. Right. Sorry, her token. Am I missing a different token? Where's Pavu? Oh, Pavu's under his horse.
Whoa.
Where are my dogs?
That's a good question. The dogs. I will put the dogs in a moment. But you guys, Corvus at least, would spot this, not an ambush, because they're just standing there waiting for you, but you would spot these people before they spot you.
Don't we know that guy?
We do know that guy. He's the guy that led us here. This is the guy that helped. He was part of the Harpers.
Apparently
Oh, he was
not.
also part of the Harpers?
He said he was working with the Harpers, and he's the one that greeted us when we left the The Underdark.
He's an assassin, shouldn't be trusted.
He's an assassin.
How do you know that?
Just from my knowledge of the region, the area.
His friends look pretty nasty. Greasy, cocky, and perfumed. I don't know if we should trust him.
Don't forget jaundiced.
I'm going to side with Ivek on this one. Even though I know this Aragol person, his friends look pretty nasty.
We still should, I mean... I think
Who has a smirk like that?
Well...
Really
well,
dangerous person.
I'm not gonna...
I mean, I think Reven kind of does, but I don't know. I don't know this guy, but I know Remus. He was the one who let me out.
Remus.
Yeah, no, this is not the same guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just wanted to
actually,
make sure they do.
You did meet Aragol at one point. He, as you sort of escaped and you were on your own, this man, Aragol, he might not have been a Harper when he was tricking you, but he told you to go down the same road.
Okay.
It might be worth talking to this guy, even if he's hostile to us. It might give us a few pieces more of information we don't have currently.
That's a lot of people, though.
Well, we're a lot of people.
But
Probably
we've
a lot
already
of-
been in a battle. We haven't had time to rest. I don't know how many spells you have left, or...
I still feel quite fresh.
They do seem to be chatting amongst themselves. If you'd like, you could try and sneak up through the trees and listen in.
I can... right, yes, that would be a good first step, but I also will mention the others. Two things here. One, I think it's important for us to establish a bit of a rapport on this. If I say... I'm trying to think what the best word might be for this, but if I say... if certainly no, if I say the word midnight and it seems out of place, avert your eyes.
You mean
Okay.
avert my eyes? Oh. I want to sneak though.
And I know, and Mick, I know,
I
like
can
in
plan.
game, like that doesn't have any effect, but I'm just trying to decorate some color around this for.
Yeah, I mean, because you're planning it, I would definitely give people advantage on their saves against it. Sorry.
I think we should talk to them.
I think that Fitter and I should go and sneak.
Yeah, well, I think we should all do that at the first. I think those of you who are less good at it, I think we should stay behind for the time being.
I'm gonna ready my lance and stay where I'm at.
You have a lance?
I do have a lance.
Okay.
I will attempt to stealth with...
Why are you doing that?
Actually,
Wait, you know what? Hold on. I think it's actually in the bag of colding.
Zeros, how good are you at being quiet?
If I roll well, good.
Yeah.
I have
Well,
a plus 6, but
Yeah.
Well, now you're much better. You have Bardic Inspiration.
okay.
The three of you,
Is that bag of colding?
perhaps go
Yeah, I
and
think-
listen in.
We should try and flank like over here is what I'm thinking.
Oh, wow.
I don't know.
So yeah, you guys want to go up this way?
Yeah, I'm gonna wild shape into a panther.
I just disagree.
Nice.
So yeah, Zeros is absolutely silent. You're really good at stealth. Corvus also, bumps a branch just barely, and that's the only sound you make. The Panther, for some reason, rolled just to the DM, but you rolled an 18, so you were also equally as silent. As
Just
you
remember,
guys-
Rip, you've got that Bardic Inspiration if you need it elsewhere.
Yes.
10 minutes, right?
Yeah, 10 minutes. You get, a bit closer to where you can hear the Vistani talking, and they're sort of chatting amongst themselves, watching the road, but not especially close. They're saying things like, "Come on, Aragol, how long do we have to wait here?" And Aragol goes, "We wait here until they have come. It is important that we speak to them." And they're like, "Fine, but if the darkness comes, I don't want to be stuck out here. The wolves don't attack us." Man, he's not supposed to be French. I can't do his accent.
It's
The
like,
wolves.
Oh,
The wolves.
I am pretentious.
The wolves won't attack us. Yeah, but it's still hard to get home. Yeah, they're definitely waiting for at least a group of people. And that's what you guys hear. The jaundiced one is like, "Oh, my skin is so jaundiced."
Could one of us sneak back and tell the rest because we don't have message or anything?
Yeah, everyone had a good enough stealth that you could get back without any issue.
Okay.
Probably
I'll
not
head
Fitter because Fitter is a panther and can't talk.
That's right.
Okay.
Exactly.
I'll head back and I'll let Riven know and everyone else that they're expecting a group of people. So it might be us. It might be someone else.
I don't think this is coincidence. I think they're here to see us. We should listen to what they have to say.
I agree.
All right.
alternatively, we could just kill them.
If it comes to that, maybe.
So yeah, do you guys want to approach?
I will approach. I'm going to yet again use minor illusion to just make myself again appear much more regal than I actually am.
Okay.
Just kind of
already
Might
so
take
regal.
Pavo with you.
augment the already, exceptional embroidery, and give that little lens flare to my smile, and
Yeah. You do that trick with the alligator clips at the back to
Mhm.
make the shirt a little bit better.
yep, exactly.
Yeah, for sure.
And I will swagger confidently up to them with the others
yeah.
behind.
Does everyone want to approach as well? With
Mine
with
as
Raven?
well.
But I will. Yeah, I'll stay in the trees.
yeah, I'm gonna stay with Fitter.
I'll go up with him.
Okay.
I'm readying a charge.
In case they need reinforcements.
Rusty follows beside you guys. The dogs stay with Pavu, who is readying a charge. Aragol sort of goes, "You finally returned. It's good to see you again, my friend.
Well, there's a familiar face.
My name is Aragol. It's a pleasure to meet you face to face, so to speak."
We met face to face before you led us here.
True, but I was not Aragol at the time.
Oh, you were a harper.
Oh, yes, that was the trick, wasn't it? I feel that I owe you an explanation.
It would be
You see,
appreciated.
I am a servant to a master. As all Vistani are, man, I'm terrible at this accent. As all Vistani are, I work for Count Strahd von Zarovich. He has instructed me from time to time to go out of the walls. Oh man, the walls? What the hell?
Just roll with it.
I need-
Just roll with it.
Normally I like
go with
listen
just
to-
go with
Don't
it.
worry
It's
about
fine.
Yeah.
Let it happen.
I
Let it
listen
happen.
to. I go outside to the walls. He asks me to find guests to come. and I bring guests to visitors like yourselves to Borovia. I hope that you are not. Uh, I hope you do not hate me for this, as I am purely the tool that was used
What
to bring you to this land.
what was the purpose of bringing us here?
That is something that only Strahd himself knows. I merely do what he says.
Were you instructed for us in particular to be brought here?
Yes. By description and name, yes. Normally, he has people, adventurers, groups that have existed previously, but this time he seemed to be interested in people in the prison. It was quite difficult, really, to get the Harpers to work with me. Ho ho ho.
Interesting.
Let's. I apologize. Borovia is a terrible place, and I don't think I could ever make it up to you.
I think you can understand that I might be a little bit conflicted about that, because we weren't exactly in the best of circumstances to begin with. But I feel like we've traded one prison for another.
So you're no worse off than before?
The jury is still a bit out on that lad.
The wolves don't have whips.
That is true, aye.
At that, Pavu will shudder visibly.
You guys standing up front can see that the other Vistani are trying to be like calm and like relaxed, but they're definitely like playing with the hilts of their swords and are just kind of ready if anything does get messy.
So are you here on your own behalf or for your master?
For my own. I felt guilty. Your insight can tell that he did not feel guilty.
And so what would you have us do? Were you in our position?
If I was in your position, I would have someone sneak behind me and snap my neck. But hopefully you're not me. And besides, I know a good chiropractor. I would like to offer something. My assistance.
In what capacity?
That is up to you, I think. The rule of the tyrant Strahd has grown a little dull over the years. I think it's time for a new leadership.
Mick, remind me, was there anything in the prophecy that hints at this? Was this does this fall like I'm trying to remember the whole thing about the servant. Like there was something in the back of my head about a servant. Like
a man of death will forsake his dark lord to serve your cause.
Yes.
Beware, he has a rotten soul.
And he is an assassin.
He is, the card sheds light on one who will help you greatly in the battle against darkness. Help you greatly being the keywords here.
I'm intrigued by your words. I think we might share a common cause here.
At some point, adventurers like yourselves always attack Count Strahd in his home. Well, except for the last guys. They only made it through the dinner. Fitter, you can hear this quite loudly.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And
Yeah.
Aragol is kind of like,
I just pet the panther.
Yeah.
if you ever
Well, I'll walk forward.
if you ever assault Castle Ravenloft, come seek me out at the Vistani camp outside Vallaki. I can get you in the back door.
I thank you then.
Now, I will let you go back to your pleasant business. Assuming your large friend is not trying to skewer me.
I doubt
He
that
smirks at Pavu.
I doubt he has that intention.
Yeah, he says, all right, we are done here. Friends, please come back. And he sort of gestures to the other Vistani who they don't glare at you guys, but they're kind of like watching you carefully as they go and pile back into this this wagon here. The wagon itself is large enough. I forgot to put the horse tokens. There's 2 horses where they pile in, and Aragol sort of grabs the reins of the horses and like, yeah, and rides off towards Vallaki.
Well, that was interesting. Did the rest of you notice the significance of that?
Which
There's a lot of
significance
beeps.
was that?
I keep hearing the beeps. I have no idea what's going on, but I suspect you guys are talking about that. There was a part of the reading from the Vistani camp involved a man with a rotten soul forsaking his master, a man of death. And if Ivik is correct and this man is an assassin, he fits that description. He'll apparently, if this prophecy is to be held as true, and so far it has, he's supposed to help us greatly in our efforts against Strahd, but he apparently has a rotten soul, so I don't think we should entirely trust him, but I don't think he's our enemy necessarily either. And I don't know how the rest of you feel, but as I told him, I'm a bit conflicted there because, yeah, we're in a very strange place that's ruled by a tyrant here, but we're not in chains.
And no
You
one
may
else
live
has
for
any
now.
thoughts. Oh,
Well, I'm still in the trees, or did we already leave that place?
Oh, I would have
We're
walked
still there.
back. I would have
Yeah.
walked back over to the rest of
Okay,
you.
okay. I
yeah,
mean, they're
Aragol and his retinue have gone over the hills through the fog to grandmother's house.
That's right. Through the dam.
I know I wasn't at the tent watching the tarot readings, but I could still hear what she said, and there was a mention of Marionette and a Dark Lord. And so I think it was just talking about being a spy and saying you want to not be a spy anymore, but I don't know if we can trust him.
I
know,
don't
he just
believe in
seemed-
putting my entire fate in the hands of that kind of destiny. I like playing my odds a bit closer than that, but that said, I don't think we should simply discard this as a potential opportunity for us either. If he's an ally, we should use him. And I give full
Yeah.
emphasis to that phrase, use him. I don't think we should trust him, but he could be an asset to us.
As you guys discuss this, you hear off in the distance to the south a lone wolf. Ooh. Only a really good woo, not like that. And you notice the fog is getting just a little thicker, and the sun is going down just a little bit faster.
Off to the winery.
Better.
Uh,
I got my one.
you guys presumably talk as you walk, you get to Vallaki. The gates are getting ready to close, and as Ivik knows, no one is allowed inside once the gates have closed.
Once they close, yeah.
Although Ivik can probably, has a key
Hopefully I
to
can-
them.
Yeah, hopefully I can
That's true.
talk to the guards or open the gate.
Yeah, you're able to. They haven't closed it yet, and I think with that is a good place for us to stop for the night.
Yeah.
I can tell Mr. Fitter, who has been awake for 22 hours,
No.
is
A little
struggling a little.
We still got it.
And yeah,
Yeah.
we close another night in Barovia.
Yeah, good game, guys. That was,
Yay.
Yeah.
we learned some
Good
interesting
game.
things that time, so.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
All right, gang. For those of you watching the stream, thanks for watching. Appreciate it. Be sure to follow if you want to continue to get notices about more of these games. We do this every week on Saturdays at the same time. We start at 10 p.m. Central, 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Pacific. So,
Yep.
And a number of other games we stream throughout the week, but this is kind of our weekly night for doing D&D. So, yeah. And if you guys have got, things you'd like to see in terms of, things we explore as we begin to kind of develop characters and what have you, feel free to drop suggestions for us. We always like kind of hearing what you guys are thinking about the game as well, because we don't always see it from your perspective. So we're happy to dive in where you want to see additional details. So
Yeah, absolutely.
We're also going to kick a giveaway off next week. That
Ooh.
should be,
Woo!
be fun. So
yeah, and one
Yeah.
one last thing. So you may or may not have noticed we have actually put in play an extra life donation widget at the below in the channel. So if you feel like giving to a good cause, we always like supporting those. So feel free to click donate there if you feel so inclined. If not, we enjoy having you guys around regardless. So thanks.
Yeah. Remember to like, comment, subscribe. That's YouTube, not Twitch. Please follow us. And there is a suggestion box somewhere in the description.
it's down
if
there
you-
somewhere.
It's down there somewhere if you'd like to check that out.
Internet, you'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Cool, guys.
All right,
Thanks, guys.
night.
All right.
Thanks again.
night.
See you next week.
Have a good one.
Good night, everybody.
Thanks.